We're back, everybody. Sorry about that. My computer, we're back up. My computer decided to take a big old shit. There's nobody watching right now, so the good news is I was recording, and I'm now recording again, so we'll have all that, so I can do something with it later.
It's Mickey Mouse organization.
You guys can just hang out and talk. I'm going to try to post a link again.
Yeah, let me resend the link. Can you post that to Facebook? Well, I'll post it to
McDonald's internet. Oh.
It's not. No, it's not. The internet.
Go park in the parking lot and use my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I worked with a guy. That's what he did. He never had the internet, and he bought a thing. He said he literally go to the McDonald's parking lot and parked in there to use their Wi-Fi.
That's awesome.
I don't know how to use this thing.
If I could, I would siphon my neighbor's internet in a heartbeat.
Really?
Yeah, I pay $75 for my internet.
That's not too bad.
But that's also with security.
Yeah.
But
how fast is it?
I mean, it's pretty fast. I mean, we run both of our TVs, my computer, her laptop, both our phones, our watches.
I watch a lot of internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it powers all that, and it's still pretty quick. Like, I never have to wait on anything.
Did you get the link, Matt?
Yeah, we're back. Hey.
are you going to post it anywhere? I know we're back.
Yeah, no, I posted it everywhere.
Okay. All right, well,
rolling with it.
Jesus, man. Dude, my computer started, flickering. I've had it, kind of freeze on me before.
What you get for building your own computer?
Yeah, I guess so. It was saying it's some graphics card error that had popped up. That's the only thing I see.
You're playing New World Fries graphics cards.
Oh, well, I haven't played it since the first beta, so.
Yeah.
But anyways.
39 is bricking. Back to the stories.
Stories. I wanted to say real quick, when you was talking about how strict your parents were, one of my favorite stories from Matt, and Matt will probably have to tell it, to kind of show how strict they were, at least how strict they appeared to Matt and Joseph. Matt one time came home past curfew, so instead of knocking on the door and getting his parents to come open it,
I was going to get in trouble, dude. I would have gotten grounded. I would have gotten so much in trouble.
He thought, what'd you think your dad was? He slept outside the door, and his dad woke up the next door, opened up the door, kicked him, and said, "Get up." And and so, what did you think? Your dad would wake up the next morning, come outside, find you, but like, "Son, I'm so damn proud of you. You didn't wake me and Stacey up."
Man, my dad would get so mad if you woke him up, man.
Yeah, dude.
He would get so mad, and I was like, if I wake him up, he's gonna take my phone.
He won't do much if he has a good night's sleep when he wakes up.
So. Yeah, I slept outside because I was like, I'm not dealing with that. He's gonna take my phone.
You're not dealing with that.
How old were you?
16, I think.
Yeah.
What was you out doing that was so damn important? You missed curfew.
Yeah,
I think it was at Levi's.
I don't think you'd have stayed out all night if you wasn't hanging out for me, this bad influence over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was probably like, hey, come on over to Levi's house.
I should not said, Devin wanted me to change his tire, and then he wanted to go get drugs.
Dude, Matt, you remember when they took your door off the hinges?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, I remember going over there and it wasn't there.
So Matt one night, I guess, decides to sneak out of the fucking house.
You know how my bedroom is on the top floor of that house?
He never snuck out of the house until he met you, Devin.
I know.
I jumped out that window.
He was a good little fat boy in his pictures from middle school.
I thought you went down to downstairs.
No,
so
I unlocked the downstairs window so I could, when I come back.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I jumped out my bedroom window, and then went off to meet. I think I was in 9th grade, so my girlfriend at the time, and then came back and snuck in from the downstairs, and they
set the alarm on his
ass. They found out. I was like, I don't know where you're sneaking off to, but then they put alarms on the window, and they didn't want to tell me because they knew I snuck out, but they didn't want to tell me they knew. So they put alarms on the windows. I'm outside helping Dad with yard work, and all of a sudden, alarms start going off. It's because Joseph opened the downstairs window without knowing. And they're like,
yeah.
So like, we wanted to scare Matt. We wanted to surprise him with that next time he tried to sneak out, but Joseph had let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. But see, so yeah, they found out that he was sneaking out, dude. So they took his door off the hinges. If anybody wants to
Oh
know.
yeah.
But see, that's not even the crazy thing about this story. That's the only reason why I brought it up is because one day I walked into Matt's room, dude, and he was ass naked on his bed. I was like 50. I was probably like 10. I want to say I was like 10 years old.
Why was he naked?
No, you weren't 10
Ass
years old.
naked.
I
was
wasn't
sleeping.
sneaking out. I wasn't sneaking out at 12.
You
Wait,
slept
ass naked as fuck.
in your house.
I think
at
I might
12?
have been.
You were like 15, 14.
Yeah, I might have been 15. I was gonna say 15 at the first time. I was like, damn, that sounds kind of old. But yeah, so I walk into Matthew's room. I was asking him a question, and Matthew just sprawled out on his bed, sleeping
No.
naked, dude.
At least he's not even ass up. Oh no.
Just straight naked, dude. And I was like, whoa! I just started yelling out, whoa, what the fuck, you know?
I don't think you would have said
Like
what the
Devin's
fuck.
making Joseph swear
Yeah,
now.
I definitely didn't say that. But then my dad walks in because he was like wondering what was going on, and he sees Matt naked
Our
too,
nation
dude.
over here.
Dude, I'll never forget that. I was like, man, they put the door back on after that.
Why were you just
Why-
butt
yeah, why
naked
were you-
knowing you don't have a door?
Well, that was the cost. You want to take my door? And I'm still going to do what I'm going to do in my room.
You aggressively showed your
Full moons, baby.
dad and brother your penis.
I don't think
Not even your
penis is gonna
stepmother,
be
your
my ass.
dad and brother, your penis.
And he had no idea he wasn't covered up, dude. He was out cold.
So you were just sleeping naked? Is that just what you did?
Yeah, I did. I slept naked.
No
But-
covers. Matt's tiny
Matt-
little room.
It wasn't
that was
tiny.
just
The bed was just
crazy.
big.
The tiny little room. I remember
He
it.
did have a big bed. I think Matt got their old bed.
Yeah.
That's good. That's what you want. Your parents' bed.
No.
Sleeping naked on it.
you
Thanks, guys.
were
We're waiting to break
conceived
this
on
in.
this bed, son.
Oh
Oh,
man.
That's great, man. My parents, I never did stuff like that. I was a good boy. I didn't do anything. I never.
Oh man.
My mom tried to catch me at Levi's one night. She sent Jesse over, and he just rolled up at the place, and she's like, "I was making sure you were here," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not lying to you."
You're like, hey, I'm gonna go to my friend's house.
She wanted me to be Matt so she could catch me doing the shit, but I never did any of it.
Yeah, Matt really was
Cameron
the
and
worst,
Brandon
wasn't he?
got into
Yeah,
so
I was
much
the
shit.
worst.
Yeah, I never wanted to get in trouble like them.
Oh yeah.
So
But
it
I
was
think-
nice.
growing
I
up,
think
Matt
Matt
didn't give a
was-
shit, dude.
Matt was the worst in the context of his environment. Like he got in trouble doing these things because those are things he would get in trouble for. Like if I went out to Levi's house at night and told my parents, I wouldn't get in trouble unless I was grounded, which I was majority
My
of the time.
mom's like, whatever. Every weekend I was over at Levi's. Once you're at
Yeah.
16, we were just there every weekend, dude, for 3 days straight.
yeah, no,
was the
my,
best.
my parents were pretty strict
Oh,
about
yeah,
that
dude.
stuff. I would get in trouble for anything.
When do we want to get into stories of we were like all living together? Like you and me were living together in an apartment, and Matt
I mean,
was
whenever. I mean, this just.
coming over.
If you got a good one, I don't really remember a lot.
Oh,
of
Matt,
I
when
remember.
Matt tried to steal that beer, and then the other time,
Oh yeah, that was from Levi's
Matt
house.
was a piece of shit, man. Stace needs to go. You're doing good. Matt was not a great.
We're really
dude.
glad you found Emily.
Yeah, Emily really straightened her ass out.
Yeah, we were. It was a night we'd been drinking, hanging out, and then like Matt's. I guess he's ready to leave, so he starts leaving. I hear him, and I lived there at the time. I was at Levi's house. I lived in the band room, and I hear a noise, and I like stick my head out there. I was like, "What are you doing, man? Was other people staying there? Was that when I lived there, or am I misremember? I just know Matt had a Matt,
This probably was before that. I think we were
okay.
right out of high school. Maybe we might have been 21. So Matt would have been what, 20?
He was old
I was
enough.
21. I was 21.
I don't think Matt was of age, but we'll say he was.
But Matt had like a handful, like
This
an
is the
armful
fun
of
part of
beers.
being 30 years old is now you get to tell your parents all the shit you did. They can't do anything to you. What are you gonna do to me? Like, yeah,
But,
I stuck my girlfriend over and banged her or whatever. Like, yeah, you can say that kind of stuff. Yeah, of course, because you're like, what are you gonna do now? You can't do anything. I'm 31 years old.
We're
You can't ground me. I'll eat ice cream for dinner tonight, all night if I want to.
But so he had an armful of beers, and he's just like, and you can hear him clanking together. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing, man? He's like, I don't know what would you do. He's like, I'm just gonna take
I'm
this.
just,
home.
I'm
I gotta
He
go
was
home.
making
I
an
need something.
excuse.
I need some.
So he was trying to steal the beer.
And then we go. I remember going to lay back down. He like put him down, and
And
all of a
you-
sudden I hear it again, and I look back. He's got him. He's like, I was like, Matt, what are you doing? Don't take any of the beer. He's like, okay, yeah, okay. And he like, he would never,
I'm sorry.
he would never stay the night. Like I remember that story.
Apartment. They came to our apartment and like was done, and I'm like, Matt, sleep on the couch, and then I just hear him getting up and leaving. And I'm like, Matt, what are you doing? And then I think it was twice. Then I like heard his car open and shut. And I go outside, like, Matt, He's like, you're like, I'm fine. I don't know how you didn't die, man.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I've been
There's a
lucky
lot of
to-
couple cars over.
There's a lot of lucky things that I said it before. I was talking to my dad. Like I am just very lucky. I never got in trouble or
Like
hurt
that Greenville
myself or
trip?
anybody else.
like that
Yeah, I
time we
don't-
went to Greenville.
I mean, I don't want to
Mountain
incriminate
Dew
ourselves too much.
Let's not incriminate anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
think
want to say
Joseph,
anything.
Joseph was with us that time.
He
wasn't
was with us, Joseph and Timmy, and they fucking
Yeah.
hated it because they weren't old enough to drink,
Yeah.
and apparently neither of them was old enough to drive either. No, I had a stick shift. I had a stick shift. That's what it was.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
a manual till I was like, I want to
Who
say.
taught you how to
at
drive a
least
stick,
19.
Tommy?
It's one of the other three people here. The guy
me,
nodding his head, yes, that'll be it. And that's just like, it's me. No, yeah, Devin taught me, and I still
Yeah,
use
teach
that
my
skill today.
Tommy went and bought a car without knowing how to drive a stick shift. So I had to
It was
drive
just
him
the best
car
deal.
Me too, Tom. Hey, me too.
to a parking
My-
lot and teach him how to drive it that day.
My dad kept telling me, he's like, this is a good deal. It's a good car. You're gonna like it. And I was like, I don't know how to drive. He's like, you'll learn. I was like, okay. So we took it. We got it. You drove it off the lot for me. We took it to a parking lot, like a church parking lot, and I guess we drove for like 2 or 3 hours. I don't remember having any issues. I think I might have stalled out in first
you
couple
did great.
times.
Yeah, you did
Reverse
great.
was
You did better than
rough.
I did.
But then, I learned when I was like 20 something. So I mean, I had an idea of
I
how
don't
it
know.
worked.
I think my dad taught me when I was 17, 16.
I just
something like
remember when me and Tommy lived together. I just remember coming home from work. I had to go take Tommy to work for some reason, or just wake him
Oh
up,
no,
make sure he's good.
that's whenever I think my insurance is lapsed or I stopped paying for my car. Or
You
some
stopped
shit.
paying insurance for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I drive to take him to work or wake him up for work, and I just look and see that his license plate is gone. He doesn't have a license plate on his car anymore.
They came and took it.
They either came to it or it got stolen. So I went and woke him up and was like, "You don't have a license plate on your car." And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And he gets up all groggy, looks at the car. He's like, "Where the fuck did it go?" It's like,
Hey, baby.
he's like,
Hey, look.
"I didn't pay insurance, but they don't come and take it, do they?"
We all have rough spots in our lives, okay?
That was
Matt
around
went
my
through his
roughest.
shit. Tommy did. I lived through some shit when I lived in North Carolina for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Oh,
We all had low points, and then we
Yeah.
figured right
how's
out
that
of them.
jewel crafting business going, by the way?
Oh, fuck her, man. I can't fucking. That's the only person I've ever hated. Not my girlfriend at the time, but someone I fucking hate. I still hate her to this day.
Yeah.
Both are sisters.
Man,
Nice.
we hate a lot of people in our neighborhood. Me and Joseph. Like, I don't
Why?
know if we were the bad kids or if there was worse people in the neighborhood.
But
But
there's kids that, dude, no, there was worse kids. There was worse.
yeah, me and Joseph were riding bikes one day
There was scooters.
around the
scooters.
neighborhood. Was it scooters?
Yeah, it was those
Whatever,
mongoose
it doesn't matter.
scooters.
We were
Important
riding.
details,
we were riding
yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, I got to get to the important stuff. Figure out if it's a scooter or a bike. We need to know.
And like these kids in the neighborhood were throwing rocks at us.
Yeah,
And-
and Matt busts his ass.
They threw it at me. I fell, and I was like, "Man, fuck these kids." Joseph, let's go get our BB guns. And we went
Jesus.
back to our house and went to grab our BB guns. And I think it was either our dad or our stepmom that said, "What are you doing with those?" And we're like, "We're gonna go get these kids who are throwing rocks at us." And
Why would you tell them?
Yeah,
We
why
didn't
would
know any
I
better. We
guess
just,
you're I
like,
guess you're young and dumb.
like they're
Matt,
BB.
Matt,
Yeah,
well,
so
good lord, man.
Yeah, so it was our stepmom that asked us what we were doing, but we didn't get really in trouble until our dad got home. Yeah,
Um,
Did your dad whip you guys? Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
100%, dude.
okay, I didn't know. My dad
I mean-
my dad really never whipped us. That my mom, it beat the shit out of us, man. But my dad never really did anything and stuff like
So
that.
he didn't.
Our
he
mom
stopped
would get a
whipping us.
hickory.
Yeah, no, that was Granny. Granny got a hickory. Come
Yeah.
My dad was
yeah.
cool.
on. So
I tell you, he was
Dad,
one of the
I wanna
cool
say-
dads, if you know what I mean.
I want to say Dad stopped whipping us when we were about. I want to say I was like 13-ish.
Yeah, we were teenagers by the time he
Yeah.
stopped.
And
Then
I
we
told
got
my
grounded.
dad is whenever Josh, when we had a party at
Hardcore.
Cameron's place once, my dad went to Josh and said, he goes, "How old are you?" And my Josh was like, "I'm 18." He goes, you old enough to drink? Come on. Because he drank when he was 18 in the 70s, man. But that's cool.
Yeah, no,
But-
man. Yeah, Dad
Didn't
was.
she go? Didn't she go? She went to go talk to their parents, didn't she?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it turns
man.
out they went to high school together.
Yeah, that's right.
They knew each other.
They
What
knew each other.
happened?
He was like, "Well, I don't appreciate your boys threatening to shoot my kids with guns."
Yeah, that's what
Literally,
it
you guys literally with guns, they threw rocks at you and fucking knocked you
Yeah.
off your bike.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but
we can't help that we were more, civilized in our
Let's say
means of
he who doesn't have
terrorism, I
without
guess.
sin cast the first stone. I don't know. Your dad would know the reference.
I was like, hey, they hit us first. It started. He's like, turn the other cheek, son.
See,
Turn
I
the other
had-
cheek.
You got to turn
At
the
that
other cheek,
time,
son.
I like how he
was
said he would know the
super-
reference like it's some like pop culture movie or something.
Nah, whatever it is,
I
it's in the
had-
Bible somewhere.
I had crazy anger issues growing up.
Why?
Like,
Yeah,
super
I remember
bad.
you-
Why?
yeah.
I don't know. I was just super.
You would get
I had-
mad. You would
I'd
get so
I would
fucking
get
mad.
dude.
You guys are 2 years apart, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're like me and
It-
Cameron. Did Matt beat the shit out of you as a kid?
No, not really. We never really fought.
I'm saying like
I wasn't-
Cameron has terrible
But
to me.
there was
Yeah.
this one time.
My older
There was this
brother,
one
he
time
beat this.
we were-
We fought a lot.
Yeah, we all had. Yeah, okay. Except Matt. Matt
So-
was the oldest. He's a piece of shit.
Me and Matthew would wrestle in our pool, dude.
Oh
and-
no.
Dude, and like he's older, stronger than me, so like he would throw me around, and one time I got like I said, I have anger issues. I
turned
I
into
got
Super Saiyan 2
super
Gohan.
pissed, dude. Yeah, and I turned into fucking Super Saiyan 2, dude. And I went, "Rah!" And all of a sudden I ended up with Matthew in a headlock, and then I dunked him under the water, and I held him there until Stacy came.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I just blacked out.
I just
got
got
so
him
mad.
too pissed because I was picking on him so bad, and then he just had it.
Had to
He just
murder
had-
him?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I had him in the shallow end, and I would kick his legs up out from under him, so he couldn't stand up. And
So
I
he's
held
not,
his-
it's not even just like he's holding it down. He's like actively making
He's
sure
struggling
he
his
can't.
feet. He's like
Yeah.
trying to catch his feet while he's hanging.
You were literally,
blacked
yeah,
out.
he was trying to murder you, Matt.
Yeah, I blacked out, dude. And I don't Stacy came. I don't remember Stacy coming to get me off of him, but next thing I remember, it was Stacy had
you
me.
do.
You get
outside the
Stacy
pool.
under the other arm, start kicking her legs.
What the hell did you do, man? Good lord. I didn't really
He
have.
was
So
doing?
that's
He's
that's
fighting
why
for his
Matt
life.
never. That's why Matt never beat up on Joseph because he couldn't.
No, I had anger issues. He
I hit him in the back of the head one time, and he just started
Yeah.
screaming. And then
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, I'm done doing
hit him in the
this.
back of the head
And-
one time.
And there was this one time for some reason we had these big old logs and
Tommy,
we were
what the
kicking
fuck?
them. We were like karate kicking them, right? And he karate kicks one, dude, and it hits me straight in the kidneys, dude. And I was pissed. I was peeing blood for like 3 days. Dude, it was bad.
The kidneys.
Yeah,
was-
I don't
it was
know why.
over at
I
Pop's
think
house.
that's why Devin's laughing so hard. I don't know.
Yes,
What
oh,
got
God.
you? Was it the kid's knees?
It was the kid. It was the kid's knees.
Kidneys. The
I literally
kidneys.
had beer in my nose. Jesus Christ. Tell these people about how your brothers beat you up, man. These two
I
fucking
remember-
guys like each other.
Like me and my older brother, we fought a lot. It was a lot of it was him trying to get me to fight him and just pick on me all the time.
Oh,
And then
yes.
finally, you get angry enough, and I'd punch him or something, and then I'd run as fast as I could, hide behind my mom, whatever I could do to get away. And then, and he's always like, "One of these days, I'm gonna get you." And then there was a few times. I think the biggest fight that we ever got into, and my dad was always like, "Fight him, whoop his ass. You can do it. You're just as big as he is, but it's your older brother. Like you're just always
Do you
intimidated."
have that mental? My dad's fucking like 5'9". When he starts yelling, I'm like, oh shit. And I'm
Yeah,
6'1".
you can't
It's
get
your
through
dad.
it.
You're like, oh man.
I can't
But we
picture
got it-
Dale being really mad.
Dale. He
Dad,
always
oh my
wants to
God.
call him Dale.
Well,
Roger.
well, I mean, that's what my grandma calls him, Dale.
Oh, okay. Well, Matt knows your grandma too, so that's
My
where he
dad
probably
screamed at me
picked
to
it
do the
up
dishes once when I was 18. Josh saw that.
from. But
Fucking dude, he's like screaming at me.
me and Alan got, I can't remember what we got into it about, but we had gotten into it and we somehow ended up in the front yard. My parents weren't home, and we started fighting and somehow got him into an arm bar, like a wrestling style arm bar. And I'm just sitting there holding it, and I'm like, "Don't get up." I was like, "Whenever I let you up, we're done." He's like, "I'm gonna whoop your ass." I was like, "I'm gonna keep holding it." So I just kept holding it, and there was nothing he could do. And finally, I'm like, I can't sit here until my parents get home. I gotta let him go. So I let him go. As soon as I let him go, he just jerked it up as if he had like pulled out of it himself. I think he thought he did, but I'd let it go. And then he's like ranting and raving. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I got up and I kicked him across the face. And from what Steven says, I was talking to him about this the other week. He remembers that he was there watching it. To me, I felt like I just lightly kicked him and ran. Steve was like, "No, you knocked him out. Like he couldn't get up after that." And I was like, "Oh shit!" And I fucking booked it to one of my buddies' house, Nick Lawson. He's been no, actually hasn't been on the channel, but he was
Boy.
Hot Dog Sunday. We got coasters. Go check out Hot Dog Sunday. But Nick Lawson from Hot Dog Sunday was there, and I went to his house and I fucking called the cops and stayed there. And the cops came over and
You
talked to
called
him.
the fucking police?
Yeah, dude, I didn't know
Joseph.
what to do. I thought he was
Holy
gonna. I just
How old were
kicked-
you?
I don't know, like 14, 15. I think it's before
That's
like
too old to be doing that,
high
man. What
school.
is wrong with you?
I don't disagree with you.
I mean,
But
Alan's
Alan,
like
you know
16
how
or
Joseph's
17.
saying he has these he's not even a year older than me, he's 11 months older than me. I might have been younger than that. It might have been like
No,
it
Irish
might have,
twins, really?
well, yeah. It might have been
Wow, I
like
didn't know
middle
that.
school time frame, but I was terrified. Like I just kicked the shit out of him, and he's like Joseph. Like Joe says, he blacks out and gets angry. Like Alan would try to fucking kill me. He's not one of those guys that'll whoop your ass until you had enough. Like he would try to kill me, and I was terrified. He came over to Nick's house and like beating on the doors, like, "Where's Tommy at? I know he's here," and blah blah blah. And I just I hid. I was terrified. And then I called the cops, and then he was going to whoop my ass for that, but he never did, that I remember. We got into it a few times. Anytime we really got into it, I always got the best of him, and then my dad would yell at me because I didn't finish him off or whatever. Like we had him one time. We got into a fight in the living room. My parents were both sitting in there, and I got him in a headlock, and I'm holding him, and I like hit him in the face a couple times, and I'm just holding him. And then finally he had like jerked back and got up, and I think me and him, that was the first time, like me and him, we both stood up and was going to fight. And we started fighting a little bit. I have like a scar on my nose here where he punched me in the nose and like ripped my nose. And,
God damn.
And then it was kind of done. And then my dad's like, "Why'd you let him up?" Like I'm in here in the bathroom, like bleeding from my face, like crying in anger. And I'm like, I can't do this. Like, because I was losing that fight. Like I usually can get him by being
wonder
sneaky.
when we'd argue, you immediately want to fucking fight, dude. No wonder, dude. Holy shit, your parents have a fucking arena in their house, fucking making their sons fight.
No, they weren't. They weren't
little
making
brother
us
do it.
fight. And I could be misremembering this, but it was Alan's was always picking on me. My dad's always like, "Stand up for yourself."
Your dad's
you know,
like,
he's like you're like you're the same age, and he's in there. And he's like, "Why'd you let him up? You should have. You had your chance." Like, because he wanted me to put Alan in his place so Alan would quit messing with me, and I would never
your
go
fucking
far
dad's your
enough
corner
to do that.
guy telling you fucking you gotta fucking
You got
go
him,
for the
Rocky.
arm
Just
bar.
gotta
That's what-
finish
you
him.
gotta fucking go. Quit ducking your head. Get in there.
That's the way Joseph used to treat Timmy. He was just
But I remember
beat his ass.
we
Yeah,
were in
day.
there.
He's
Dude, I was
taking out
super mean to
his
Tim.
frustration. Did you beat up Steven?
Yeah, that's what I'm
couldn't.
saying. Did you?
That's what's fucked up about it. Is anytime me and Steven would get into it, Steven would do that. He would fucking annoy the shit out of me to where I wanted to fight him. And then my dad would always be like, "He's too young. You can't." Like he's
How
too
much
little.
younger was he?
He's like 2 or 3 years younger than me. He's like
Yeah,
I think
he's
Oh my
I think
God,
he's
9 years
Joseph's
younger.
age. He's
I think
Joseph's
I'm a year
age.
older than him. I'm a year older than him, I think. But
Cameron
Okay,
used
so-
to fucking
we
corner
went to
me.
high
He
school
would
together.
he would corner me and just he's just hitting me. He'd be like, "Fight me," and I'm like, "Ah." And Cameron just, I mean, dude, it was terrible. It was horrifying because I just,
We should have got Cameron into this.
oh my
too.
god, dude.
I bet he could tell
yeah.
some stories.
Well, see, me
I
and
mean-
Matthew never had that opportunity because we were too worried about our dad. Because
Yeah,
when
our
dad,
dad
This
would
is
beat
what
our
would,
ass.
you know what happened with
Yeah, dude,
my
when
fucking
Dad-
house? Cameron would beat the shit out of me, and eventually I may do something. Like one time he was doing something. I remember I hit him and pushed him in the bathroom, and he fell back, and he hit a bunch, and he cried like a little just crying. And I got in trouble for that. And then like if we got in a fight, or he would beat me up, I would tell my mom what would happen, and then we would both get grounded. And I didn't even fucking do anything. So like we would both get in trouble for him beating me up. But my mom would go, "Come to me if he does it," and I would go to her, and I would get in trouble with him. I didn't even do anything.
I just imagine you going in there and like sitting on the couch. She's like, "Rough day, son." You're like, "Yeah, Cameron's fucking whooped my ass again." She's like, "Here, you want a cigarette?" You're like, "Nah."
She would never like.
Grounded.
She would never be like,
Grounded,
get him in a
yeah.
headlock and beat him up. The only time she ever did that was on the baseball field. We were like jawing, and like she called the whole team over and told us to fight in like the middle of the team.
Is
Well,
your-
we did like,
Have your
your mom
dads
said
ever?
that?
yeah. My mom was our baseball coach, so like.
That is fucking cool as shit.
Well, I'd be on this. This is how great it was. I'd be on the fucking hitting, right, and then Cameron would be on deck, and I'd be striking out, and Cameron would be going, "You suck!" Fucking just hit the ball, and I'm sitting there going,
Oh yeah, did you?
I'm turning around, telling him to shut up, and I'm trying to hit, and he's like, "Don't strike out, you suck!" And I'm like,
Did you mention that like you were like a year or two younger than the age group you were playing with, right?
"Yeah, I was like playing 15 under at like 11 years old." So yeah,
Man.
I was playing 12 and under. Yeah, I was 10.
I remember this one
Yeah,
time
I
at the
was-
skating
I was
rink. I don't
Five
know
foot
if
tall.
I don't know if you remember this story, but this is one of the earliest memories I really probably the first memory I have of Cameron. We were at the skating rink because that was a cool thing to do in middle school. It had to be like we were like
Sure was.
6th grade, maybe. It was probably when we first met. And I went there and like I guess some kid had took your hat, some older kid had took your hat and threw it or something like
Yeah,
that.
Cameron, to all intents and purposes, like
Nobody
he beat
whoops
me
your
up, but
ass
he would,
except
no
for
one
him.
but him was allowed to beat me up. Yes, Cameron would. He would.
Alan
protect me
wasn't
against
like
other
that.
people.
Alan wasn't like that.
Really?
Not that I
These
remember.
guys took my hat and they threw 'em, and they were bullying me, like 2 or 3 guys, and Cameron like made them come apologize to me.
The way I remember it is, I remember you getting Cameron, and then you and Cameron walking. You know, this is 20 years ago now. I don't know.
I
if
did
it's
have a I'll
accurate.
go get my big brother.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh yeah. And like y'all like marched over there, and I swear Cameron was like, "Is this the guy?" And you were like, "Yeah." You're like, "Grab his hat," and you grabbed his hat. And he said, "Now throw it."
Yes,
And
that's
you
right.
threw it.
He
Yeah.
said, grab his hat and throw it. I grabbed his hat and threw it, and that was it. And Cameron's
Yeah.
like, all right, don't fucking mess with my brother. I was like, holy shit. I remember that was a fun time. Matt, did you ever pick up for Joseph?
I never had an opportunity to. Like me and him were in
No,
different
is
grades.
the
So.
answer to that question.
Yeah, no.
Joseph handled himself. He fucking
See,
grounded you almost.
That's the thing.
Joseph got in a fight in like Lakeside.
Joseph, these
Middle
kids are picking
school.
on me. Can you kill them?
I had a fight. The only fight I've ever had in school was in middle school, and so this kid started it. He got ketchup. I mean, it was just for
Cameron
stupid
would say
reason.
too, but he started all his fights.
Like it was a stupid reason to fight this kid, but I mean, it was a brand new white shirt, and I had it on in middle school, you know. And this kid was he was rolling up ketchup packets like a bow tie. You know how kids do that? They throw them, they pop. Well, this kid was rolling it up, and I was like, it was way too much. And I was like, dude, if this ketchup gets on me, because I was across from him, I was like, dude, if this ketchup gets on me, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass. And he was one of these guys that, you know, he wore saggy pants.
It was a Hanes 5-pack white T-shirt.
Yeah. No. It was a Aeropostale white collar shirt.
Old
Right.
school.
Old
Very
school.
middle 2000s.
Yes. Well, this kid, he dressed, you know, he was a white kid, but he dressed
Good,
Yeah.
we needed to know that.
You
Well,
just
see,
say-
I mean,
I got the image in my head.
It's just the way he was
Now I
talking.
can really piece it together.
He's like, no, dude, you're like, it's not gonna pop on you. Don't worry about it. And I was like, dude, I'm just like, I don't care what you're doing right now. I don't care. But if it pops on me, I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Now
He's like,
imagine
yeah,
Joseph
okay.
having blonde streaks in his hair.
I did have blonde streaks in my
Oh
hair.
yeah, I
Potter,
forgot
he
about
had
that.
glasses on.
Like
Glasses.
almost like a bowl cut, kind of, but it was like super long bowl
He's
cut,
like, you,
right?
you popped that on me, I swear. I
I'll
swear.
beat your ass.
With
right here at
glasses.
Lakeside Middle School.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
glasses. All right.
Joseph was more of a dorky looking. I remember when you were Matt's little
I
brother.
thought he was gonna be like a
Yeah.
nerd, and he really wasn't.
Yeah.
So this kid, he's rolling it up and it pops. Some gets on my shirt, and I was like, dude, as soon as we leave this cafeteria, I'm whooping your ass. Like,
Yeah, but time
I'm gonna
frame.
fucking beat your ass. And he was like, yeah, whatever. He didn't think I was serious. So I knew. After lunch, we go to the bathroom, right? So that's what we did, and we went to the bathroom, and I sat there. I was first in line, and I sat there in the bathroom because I didn't want the teacher to interrupt. So I sat in the bathroom. I waited on him. He walked in, and I was like, I fucking told you. And me and him started fucking going.
It sounds
at it,
like
right?
you started the fight. I'm just saying.
It does.
You took
It does
personally.
sound.
But no,
It
no,
kinda
I
sounds
warned
like
him.
you started it.
We
I'm-
we
I
just
warned him.
heard the
When he
story
started
from
twirling the ketchup packet.
You
we
just
heard the
incriminated
story from your
yourself.
point of
That's
view.
why I told the ketchup packet story, all right? So because it was all him. I was like, if it gets on me, it's all your fault. All right.
I don't think that's
So-
how it works. I don't
listen.
think I could say.
Well, anyway, that's not what my dad thinks. All right. So this is what we're gonna say.
He's like, well, damn, son, you told him not to do it.
Well, he didn't know.
I'm with
I
you,
just said
Joseph.
He started it. But so
It's
anyway,
like
I
when Cameron
started,
got his nose
me and him started
broken, and he
going
says
at
the
it.
guy started it, but Cameron started it, and he got his nose broken. Like, so it's like he did it. But anyway, go ahead.
So we were like, after we hit each other a couple of times, we somehow make it out of the bathroom, and there's kids like,
It's the slobber knocker they call
Well,
it.
this one teacher, right? Her name was Miss Strong. She was our social studies teacher.
Oh yeah, I know you're
I
talking
remember
about.
her. Yeah.
Short,
Yeah,
thick, right?
yeah.
2 C's.
So all of a sudden she starts running, dude, and she tackles this kid, bro.
That's a
Like,
different
she
time. We
just-
could do that shit now, man.
She tackles this kid, and it was over. And so my dad picks us up, and he was like, because I was like, dude, I'm dead, dude. I just got into a fight. I'm suspended for like 3 days. I got into a fight. I knew I was dead. I was like, I'm grounded for life, whatever. And my dad was like, who started it? And I was like, it was him. It was all him, dude. It was all him.
He's like,
See-
well, he got ketchup on me.
Yeah.
And then
Right,
I
he didn't
fucked
know
him
that.
later.
I
Like
just said he
what you
started
did
it.
was premeditated. You planned to punch this man in the bathroom. Like, your first-degree murder charge is what you just got.
Wait, tell me, I told him though. I was like, yo,
You
dude.
can't even get second degree. Second degree is like it got on you and then you punched him.
That's all the ketchup on the shirt.
First degree is you planned it.
So my dad, as we're walking to the truck, he was like, yo, who started it? And I was like, he
Said,
did.
yo.
He was like, okay. Yeah, he did.
Hey, yo, who
You
started
see
the
my
fight?
dad
He's
saying
turned
yo,
into
are you kidding
Rocky.
me?
I don't know,
You see
Russell,
my
he's
dad
weird.
saying.
Russell's a weird guy.
So he was like, who started it? And I was like, he did. And he was like, all right then. And that was it. That was the whole thing.
That's
I
how my
thought,
mom was with Cameron. She'd be like, who started it? And Cameron lied, of course, and just my mom believed him.
Yeah,
And
that's
it-
how
Cameron-
my dad was the same. Like, as long as you didn't start it, like he didn't really get too
Yeah,
upset
I think
about it.
most
I didn't care.
people are
Dad.
that way. I remember when Tommy and I would get in arguments, and Tommy would threaten to fight me all the time. We were like at Levi's. Tommy would be like, I won't fucking fight you, but I love you. And I don't want to fucking hit you because you're my best friend and I love you.
I only remember. I know that probably definitely happened multiple times, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
remember
it
just
definitely
one time. It was
That's why
at
he
your
stopped
house
being your best friend.
when I stayed the night,
got mad.
and I remember it was like out in the front yard. Like I felt like I remember being in the road, and I wanted to fight you so bad, but I was like, I can't fight you, man. You're my best friend. But yeah, and it could be just like from things back at home, but.
I know. I never grew up with that kind of.
I wanna
crazy
say like
nonsense.
Joseph, what you're talking about, like whenever you say like you bust that ketchup packet on me, and I'm gonna fight you. Like to me, like anytime I've ever done that in the past, that's always been it's a bluff. Like I don't mean it. I'm saying that to keep you from just continuing whatever you're doing. But then once they do the thing,
Then what
then
are you gonna do? Yeah.
you've put yourself
got
in
to.
a position where you have to do it. And so
yeah.
the best example I have of this was this guy named John, real big guy.
Oh
We
my
were
God.
at-
Oh
You're a
God!
big
Was his last
motherfucker,
name
man.
Coffee?
No,
No.
No, I don't get that reference.
John Coffey.
John Coffee? Green Mile?
I know Jon Snow.
You've never seen Green Mile?
I swear you've had to. Okay. Anyways, so
All right, that's
we were
another
at a buddy's
conversation.
house.
Was that Michael Duncan's character?
Yeah, Michael
Okay.
Clark Duncan. So we had went to was at a buddy's house drinking. Me and this guy, we've been playing beer pong together all night. We were teammates. Everything was cool. I go outside to smoke, and I'm taking a piss off the back porch. And again, we've been totally cool all night. Well, he pokes me while I'm peeing, like gives me a little push, like, oh, I'm gonna push
He's
you
a big
off.
dude, man.
And I was like, don't push me, man. Like, ha ha ha, it's funny, don't do it. And he does it again. I was like, dude, stop pushing me. And I'm peeing. He does it again. I said, dude, if you push me one more time, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking face. And I turn around, zip up my pants. And he looks at me, and he's all smiling, still being playful. And he goes and touches me.
This dude's 6'4", probably 250, 260. He's a big
Yeah.
dude, man.
And I was
He's a
like,
key.
at that moment, I was like, why did I have to say that I was gonna hit him?
Now you gotta do it, man.
I remember I looked at him, and I just as soon as he poked me, I just pulled back and I hit him in the face, and he went
You
back
weren't
and
even
just
finished peeing?
no. I pulled up. I just turned around from peeing, and he had
You know,
poked
he's
me one more
dick
time.
out punching,
I say
dude.
dick out,
He's
dude.
like, stream.
And so
Midstream.
after I hit him, like I remember he kind of like stepped back a little bit, and he looked back at me, and his face was just red, just pissed off, and just and he just charged at me, and I was like, "Fuck, man!" Like I was so mad that I
Dude, man.
did, and he got on top of me, and I remember like just tucking like this right here, and he's just this isn't a story where I want to fight, and he
Yeah.
just starts wailing on me, and he didn't really he hit me in my forearms and stuff, didn't really do any damage, and I had his shirt, and I was trying to roll him over so I could get on top of him because I feel like then I could maybe win the fight, and then so. About the time where I think I'd finally gotten on top of him. I'd finally rolled him over, and it got broken up, and that was the end of it. And I had to hear about how I got my ass whooped by this guy. Which, I mean, to my credit, he ain't gonna sit there and poke me when I tell him not to anymore, and that was the goal.
I mean, yes. We played disc golf a few times together, and like he's a nice guy too. It's
Super
just-
nice, like the nicest
Yeah,
dude in the world.
he's a super nice guy, but he's a
He
big
was-
fucking guy, man.
He wasn't trying to be an
Didn't he headbutt you a
asshole.
couple times?
What? Headbutt?
Didn't he
Oh,
headbutt you?
I think he might have. Yeah, because he was. He was
Hey, that
punching
would
me,
hurt.
and I had my arms up, and so he just tried to. I guess I don't remember. But I just
Just in a flash.
I remember. Yeah, I remember all the starting of it all and everything. It just
Remember the time you almost fought Matt
I remember trying to fight Matt one time.
over pizza pie?
Yeah,
Over pizza.
I don't
pie,
remember
someone-
that story that well, but I remember.
We had ordered pizza. We were all broke at that time. We were just broke as shit, and like,
I think I paid for most of the pizza. I think that's what it was.
you and I had paid something like that, and like Matt didn't chip in, so he
I
did not
did chip in. I
He
took
did
in
not.
$5.
He
I
sure
did.
No,
didn't.
I think you kept
He's
saying you
lying.
brought beers. What it was?
He
that you
did.
kept
He
saying.
didn't do anything. So Matt had some pizza, and Tommy's like, "Are you eating this pizza?" And Matt's just sitting there, and so Tommy's like, "We're drunk." So Tyree's
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" And so he's like yelling at Matt, and I think Josh had like been like, "Hey, don't yet." Something happened where it turned into you and Josh like,
Right. Then it turned
and that
into
had to get
Tommy
broken
and
up. I was gonna let
Oh.
two of you fucking fight.
Oh
dude,
yeah,
but-
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, me and Josh
So
ended
you
up
and
getting into
Josh
it.
started like pushing each other, and I think Josh tried to choke you. I don't remember. And so Chris jumped in between you guys. So I was like, "Well, I guess I'll jump. I guess I'll grab Josh."
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna let you guys fight because I'm just gonna let him fight. I guess I'll fight it out, and we'll all be
That's
friends.
what my
in
mom would
15
do.
minutes. Yeah, that's what. So apparently, be just like his mom. But yeah, I remember that as it being a pretty
The
big
thing, the
big
way
thing.
I remember it happening is because I had like went to go get some pizza and there's no pizza. Like I'm like, who ate all the pizza? And then
That's
somebody
right.
had said something about Matt, and I just honed in on Matt, started yelling at Matt and all that stuff.
I think I
Apparently,
said something about
it was actually a different buddy of ours, Adam, who didn't chip in.
It was Adam, yeah. It was
and
Adam.
he was off
over
in the
there
corner
chomping down.
just
he
eating
ate a
some
whole
pizza. He ate like which to his credit, he supported a lot of us through his apartment that he had at one point in time.
Yeah,
So
he did.
He kind of, if anybody was able to mooch
he
off
was
of
the
somebody's
first one of
pizza,
us to
That time
have
we
an
left
apartment.
church
a
camp,
place
Yeah.
to
and then
go.
we went to his apartment.
yeah. So like I can't fault him. He doesn't like he really did anything wrong. But I just wanted some pizza. I was hungry. I was drunk. You know.
We had like this was back when you had like $20 in the bank, if that, and it was like all the money you had. And we were,
And so I remember Matt. I remember at one point because I think me and Matt was cool like that night. But I think at some point
Later
like
that night, it was mostly after that we kind of like, wait a minute, who actually ate a lot of
we
pizza?
had to get to the bottom of what
we
happened.
Yeah.
got to the bottom of
this is where those details really mattered.
Yeah, we
it
gotta
was,
get
but
to
I
who
was
ate that
definitely
pizza.
way over the line. I was an asshole, and apparently at some point which I guess I wasn't. I guess I ate some pizza. I had like Matt said like he saw like while I was yelling at him.
You were spitting, you were yelling and
a
pointing.
pepper flew out
and
of your mouth.
Food was flying out of your mouth as you were yelling. At Matt.
And you got to imagine this. Like back then, I don't know if it was exactly then, but
There was
I
a bunch
had-
of people there.
I had long flowing hair back then. Like I was a much different
Yeah, you
looking
did.
man. Less of a beard. I wasn't this burly, intimidating figure you see before you today.
It was beefcake.
Dude, that's
Wasn't always
crazy.
like this.
I forgot about that.
We got-
How
No.
much hair you had.
Yeah.
No. I never
no.
really.
Now it's
All right.
here.
We're nearing the end here.
Yeah, it is right here at the end.
So Joseph, you can go ahead and tell the most embarrassing.
Oh, he
story.
didn't tell it. I thought that was gonna be you naked. I was like, oh, we got it early.
No.
No. So me and Matthew, we had a doctor's
nice.
appointment. One day. It was at the same time. I guess get it over with, make it super easy. One time.
It was a
Am I-
physical.
Yeah, physical. And our dad took us, right? So dad, how y'all know how my dad is. He was super stern, super kept to himself. So we get into the doctor's office and Dr. Hart's talking to us. He's like, "All right, Matthew." It was Matthew went first, and he's like, "All right, Matthew, strip down to your underwear." Right? So Matthew's sitting on the doctor's bed, right? And he took his shirt off, and like he lays down on the doctor's bed thing, and he's like slowly sliding he stood up to take his pants off
Why were you
So
both
he
in
was-
there together doing this?
because we're just doing them at the same time.
Okay.
It was just a physical, so we're not naked.
Because
you
it
already
bring
seen
both
that,
the
but yeah,
boys
go
in at the same time.
So
That'll be easier.
So Matt starts taking down his pants, right? But he's not really moving. He's just stiff as a board, taking his pants off. Takes a squat, right? Steps out of his shorts at the time.
I just
and
want to say
kicks
real
him
quick,
over.
Joseph is like the best storyteller I know. Like you do such a good job.
You
when you're
do paint a
telling
picture,
stories.
buddy.
You really do.
I appreciate that. But anyway, so Matthew, he's out of his shorts and he's just standing there, right? And Dr. Hart goes, "All right, Matt, I need you to walk to the end of the other side of the room." Matt just hangs his head down, dude. So Matthew's walking like this, dude, just walking. Head down. He gets past Dr. Hart, and Dr. Hart's face is just like, "What the fuck?" And then, so I was like, "What the hell?" Because I saw Dr. Hart's face. I was like, "What the fuck? Is something wrong with Matt?" And he gets past me and Dad. Matthew's in whitey-tighty underwear, and like the whole back end is gone. Dude, the whole back end of his underwear is gone, dude. So he's just straight white ass. And
That's-
With he's got these, red bumps all over his ass.
Oh no.
Dude, and my dad. So you know how serious my dad is. Like my dad never laughed in front of us, like unless something was like really funny. Well, my dad's over in his chair, like rolling on the floor, like sliding out of his chair. He's laughing so hard.
Nothing makes this man laugh more than the embarrassment of his child.
I know he loves it.
Dude, his whole ass was hanging out of these shorts, dude. Out of these boxers or whitey tighties.
So Matt, you were embarrassed?
Well, see, the thing is, when he walks back, he sits back up on the chair so Dr. Hart can talk to him. Matthew ended up having a pee stain at the front of his pants.
Oh
At the front
no.
of his underwear. There's like a little fucking yellow dot, dude, about that big.
No.
Maybe that's why. See, that's what I thought the story was gonna be when he walked past. It wasn't gonna be bare ass. It was gonna be just brown stains.
I thought because he shit his pants, yeah, or something like that.
But I guess that's why he cut out the ass.
No, so my dad.
Why was your
my dad
underwear
asked
missing?
that question. My dad was like, "Why would you keep that? Like, what's the matter with you?" Matthew's excuse was because the elastic was still good on the underwear.
Why?
Dude.
Throw that
Dude.
pair out, man.
I was fucking 11 years old. I don't know.
What happened to the underwear is Dad used to give us these mega wedgies, dude. So it was a pair that Dad gave Matthew a mega wedgie, and it ripped out the back end of his pants, so he just cut the rest of it out.
So your
And
dad
kept it.
ripped fucking atomic wedgied to where your underwear ripped off.
Yeah.
So
And he
that's the
just-
reason
Bizarre
Matt was
household.
never beating up Joseph, because it was Matt's dad that was the older brother being a bully. Just like,
Jesus
how's it
Christ.
going, son? Just whooping his
My dad
ass.
never
all
touched
across
my
the house.
underwear
What
ever.
I want to know is if he ever took them off to take a shit. That's what I.
He just sit straight down.
Maybe that's why he liked him. He's like,
It has
there's
to be
just a lot more
uncomfortable,
convenient.
man. Have you ever like not worn underwear? It's terrible, man. Like sitting down, like your jeans hurt your
Yeah.
ass.
Oh
Free
my
falling,
god.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I'm not wearing underwear right now. I
Nice,
got out
dude.
of I got out of the shower and I was in a hurry getting dressed, and I put my clothes on. I was like, I forgot to put fucking underwear on. And here we
Yeah,
Yeah, I
go.
don't wear
forgot to
underwear
put
in
underwear on.
uniform. It's just.
So I'm the odd man out here.
No. I wear
Straight
underwear all the time. It just happened to be right now. I just forgot to put some on.
No, when I'm at work, chances are I'm not wearing underwear.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. It's
Or
just.
just share this around with all
You
your.
think it's more comfortable?
Oh yeah.
I've never.
Only because. So I like my uniform to fit a little bit snug. And the pants, I'm at a weird size, so like medium is way too big, but small is a little bit too tight. So I just buy the small, it's just not wear underwear.
Hmm.
And it's like,
Gotta
all
show
right.
off the old
I got to show off the.
cock and balls.
That's what my wife always says. She's like, "Oh my gosh, it's always bulging out." And I'm like,
It's like, oh
It's
my
like, nah.
god, it's such
That's
That's
a
the officer to
such
see
a
that.
fat cock.
Jesus Christ.
"No, it's because I got goat nuts. That's the reason."
Oh yeah.
Well, that's the reason I was called Bubbles in art class.
What? Oh, you can show. Oh, that's right.
I forgot about that, yeah.
What's your name called you Bubbles? Because your fucking dick and balls were always showing.
Don't you hate when you
tight
get a
clothes.
nickname in high school and it's about how big your penis is? Like, it's
Yeah,
the
what an
worst.
awful nickname. It's terrible.
Who was it? Was
That
it
same girl told me I suck cock because I had a Cox hat on because I was a Gamecock fan. Well, she called you Bubbles. It's nice.
But hey, I think that's enough for the show for tonight.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is anybody watch this, hang tight. We're just gonna take a quick break, but we are gonna continue on until about 6. But that's just the end of the show. But there's gonna be an after party where we may talk about this. We may talk about Chris Benoit killing his family again. Who knows what we're gonna get into? But there's anything that we could talk about
Always
then.
an
But
interesting topic.
the structured show has just happened. So thank you guys for being here. Quick break, go pee, grab a beer, hug and kiss your family, whatever you want to do, and we'll be right back. So thank you guys all for checking out the show. This has been the Rough Craft with Matt, Tom, and our guests Devin and Joseph. And we'll talk to you guys again at a later date and time. Thank you.
See ya.
But we will see you here in a minute after this break. I just had to do that so I don't have to do it again later whenever I try to edit this. If I edit
Go
it.
nowhere.
All right.
I got to go bathroom.
It's the starting soon screen, so yeah.
What?
It's just the starting soon screen. So talk if
Okay.
you want, I guess.
Okay.
right, everybody,
Hello.
Oh, golly, we're back. We're still waiting on, I believe, Devin, but oh
He's right here.
shit,
He's
I
back.
wasn't
What's
looking at
that
that
pink
screen.
drink?
That's a
Oh,
monster.
here. Is that a
Oh,
monster?
That's a
Truly.
Truly. That's a Truly.
I prefer the Bud Lights better than the Trulies. I think I finally had a White Claw. I need to try another one to be sure.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
A Truly.
Hoping for a 7.5 season.
It's like the LaCroix. It's really weird. Like there's a Bellevue, I think, is like an off-brand that Aldi carries, and it's like it just doesn't taste as fresh and good as the LaCroix brand carbonated drinks. And I feel like the same thing's true with Truly. Truly just doesn't taste as fresh and good as the Bud Light ones, in my opinion.
Nice Bud Light.
Have y'all had the Vizzies yet?
I have not.
It's pretty good.
Mm-mm.
I like the Vizzies. They got like
Never heard of them.
5% vitamin C. So
I'll tell you
There's
what I
only,
have
like,
had.
A handful I can even drink.
I've had Margaritaville Island Lime Tequila
wasting away again.
And I got it
Margaritaville.
because it was the
Jimmy
cheapest
Buffett
one they
sucks.
had. It's
I
like
that song.
$12 for this bottle. And it tastes like a $12 bottle, man. It's fucking terrible.
It
This is
hurts.
the worst liquor I've ever had in my life.
What is it? Bargaritaville?
Yeah, Margaritaville.
Bargaritaville.
Lime.
What a pun.
Bargain.
Oh, Bargain-Readaville. Oh, what? Okay, you got to give it up for that.
Yeah.
And what can you expect?
Wasting away again at Margaritaville.
What do we do
So
now?
how's everybody doing? How was your break?
It was good. I went to pee, hugged my wife, kissed my kid, came
Hasn't
back.
peed yet.
Picked up
I like
a kid.
I like how we got
Refresher.
the video of the video in the background, so we can always see what's going on behind Matt.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
just
Oh,
wanna
yeah.
peek.
I didn't have anything else to put up, so I just went and put up the stream.
Yeah.
What else would
What
you
good
put
is
there?
a screen behind me if I don't use it?
Why do you have such a small screen behind you?
I think it's actually big. It just seems small.
No, it looks like it's about 27, 24 inches.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
about
true, yeah.
30,
Yeah.
It's like
32
a
inches maybe.
computer monitor size.
Yeah.
So, since we're here now, excuse me, we can kind of talk about whatever we want at this point.
Yeah,
But I mean, if you
You
guys
watch
have
any
Pretty
James
close
Bond movies?
any more stories, no, I didn't. I've thought about it.
Which
but
one?
no, I
Which
haven't.
one are you gonna start with?
I think I watched Austin Powers: The Spy Who Shagged Me since then, though.
It's a good movie.
It is. It's the best one.
If you like that
Hands
one, then
down.
you'll like all the James Bond ones.
Really.
Kind of.
Did you watch
It's almost
that?
as
You
if
start
they're
watching
based
that
off
after
that?
the James Baby?
Doctor
I
No's
was-
hard to
I was-
watch.
I was just looking for a movie one night, and I saw that one. I was like, I hadn't seen that since I was a kid.
All right, well, this is
Started-
gonna be our last show for a while, so let's go ahead and start off with a bang, end it with a bang. It's just
Well, I
nice
mean,
stuff.
I like to think
Let's
we
go
hopefully
ahead
did
and
that
talk
earlier.
about that Chris Benoit monsters.
I think we've. I think we've.
Fucking hate that dude so much, man.
the
Who,
monsters
Chris
guy.
Benoit?
Yeah, I don't like Chris Benoit either, but
The
why do I hate the
monsters.
monsters guy? Because he just fucking constantly is like, yeah, well, sure you did, and it's just like, dude, just fucking play the thing. It's okay if you say a couple things, but he's just like, this is what I think. Oh,
Yeah.
sure. And I'm like, oh my god, dude, you
How
shot me in a
easy
fucking
is
dick.
it for rich and famous people to get prescriptions?
Oh, they get it's so easy if you get a prescription, especially if you're rich and famous. What are you talking about, dude? There's like prescription like people abuse it all the time.
yeah,
Not just rich people. It's a
They have a
thing. It's a problem in our
hypochondriac.
country. But
It's
you
just-
know, because Chris Benoit was rich and famous, he was able to get a testosterone prescription or whatever. It's like anyone can do that.
You can go to Walmart and buy testosterone pills. Testosterone pills.
Yeah, you can buy testosterone pills.
Testosterone. It's not
Yeah.
testosterone. It's
It's not the
testosterone.
same thing, but still, yeah, he's annoying. Chris Benoit was annoying too for killing his whole family.
Yeah, I'd say that's a little annoying.
Yeah, what a jerk! That guy, Chris Benoit guy's a real jerk. Not to steal Norm Macdonald's bit.
Is that one? Is it about Chris Benoit or just in general?
No, it just he
That's
would
great.
talk about an awful guy. Talking about this Adolf Hitler. He's like, this Adolf Hitler sounds like a real jerk. That was his whole
Yeah.
like.
I think
the
that
whole
was something that Tom Segura started doing on his podcast. He would like talk about Hitler and stuff and call him knuckleheads.
I used to like his show before they became like
It's not
corporate
good. I don't.
dickheads.
Who Tom Segura?
Him and his wife. They would talk about like raunchy, like real stuff, and now it's like they're so famous now. They really have kind of sold out. Which whatever,
Yeah.
man. And I would probably do the same
They're
thing.
trying to be like Bill. They're trying to be like Joe Rogan's podcast. They just You can like Joe Rogan has anybody on, but he's still kind of like when him and Steven Crowder got into it. Holy shit, dude!
That was
That
terrible.
was no, it wasn't terrible. It was great.
Terrible.
It was great. I laughed.
It's just hard to listen to like both of them fucking passive aggressively being annoying. Ugh.
Jamie, pull up the statistics of DUI under weed.
Pull it up, please. Jamie, can you pull that up, please? And he's like, come on my show, we can do that. He's like, no. He's like, no, you fuck face. And it's like, good lord, man, he's being very aggressive. Steven's like, you're being aggressive. He's like, I'm just kidding. But let's argue about it for 35 minutes. And I don't think he was on or ever came back since.
Who's
I don't
Steven
think so.
Crowder? No.
I don't think he never came back.
I feel like Joe Rogan might have came on Steven Crowder's show after
I'm
that.
sure he called in.
He did.
Yeah.
He came in afterwards to kind of apologize and stuff like that.
And he stole Anthony Cumia as co-host.
Artie Lang?
Yeah, he's already Lang's on Flatter with Crowder.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Dave Landau. Who's not. He's all right.
I wish Anthony and God damn, I can't remember his name.
He'll come to you. We'll wait.
Yeah, no,
Well, let's
damn, I can't remember his name.
well let's
I
try to
mean,
focus
Jim
on it.
Norton.
Video about Cakehorn. I can't
Let's try
remember
to-
his name.
Fez Watley?
Huh?
Fez or Rod Bennington?
Ron Bennett. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ron. I wish him and Ron would make a podcast.
Apparently they had like a thing where like Anthony was like, I don't think Ron Bennington likes me anymore because he hasn't been on his show since he got in a fight with that one guy, and that was a while back. But Ron Bennington's like, no, I like both of you, and then they were both on Chip Chipperson's show. So
I think him.
I don't know what we're
Ron-
talking about. So when we get something, that
Yeah,
includes-
I tried to interrupt a couple times. Let's talk about something that can involve Joseph. He's just over here
Joseph,
like
what
browsing
do you like to
Pornhub
do?
right now, trying to
Joseph's
find something
picking his nose.
interesting.
I'm not picking my nose. I was lifting it up. I was listening to y'all. I don't know what the. I know Joe Rogan show. Other than that,
Oh, Joe Rogan.
No.
darn.
What's your favorite? What's your
EMT.
favorite Joe Rogan show?
What's your favorite
Huh?
Joe Rogan podcast?
oh, I don't have a favorite. I just watch clips.
Oh, okay.
Fuck
No,
yeah.
Yeah, and then like, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite.
You like
You
it
like
when he
Jacko-
has Alex
Jacko?
Jones on, or do you like it when he has fucking who's the girl? Who's the
It was
girl?
funny
that-
when he had Alex Jones.
Who's the Jewish
Dude,
girl that writes all the
Alex Jones
fucking
episodes are
terrible,
my favorite.
awful shit?
I'm kind of retarded. All right,
Abby
so-
Weinstein. What's her fucking name? He has her on, and he disagrees with her. Then he has like Alex Jones on, and he agrees with him. And when he's not interrupting him, he agrees with him on stuff.
He's like, Alex,
No.
Alex, look, everything you're saying is right, but we got to make
Dude.
sure you're giving the sources.
You need to listen to when Michael Malice had Alex Jones on. It's great. Like Michael Malice just asks questions, and he just lets Alex Jones go. And he asks another
Really?
question, and lets Alex Jones go. It's fucking
It's
great,
fucking
dude. It's
Alex
awesome.
Jones on Andrew Schultz's podcast is great. They had another episode with him on. I don't think I finished it. It's so because it's
He's like, what do
it's-
you think is the number one piece of information you could give to someone to make them think maybe the news is lying to? He's like, interdimensional B or interracial, whatever. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you start there?
Are you talking about on Andrew
what
Schultz's?
is that?
Well,
Big
on
thing,
Andrew
big-
Schultz's podcast, it's all comedy. Like he's just being like, and it's cool to be able to see
Part of
him
it is
have
just a character he's playing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot to try to get Alex Jones on here.
Actually,
I want
yeah,
Alex
dude.
Jones on here.
He's
on
fucking,
here.
he's so great.
What is this platform for Alex Jones like? Not that we're not, and I don't mean that in the sense that we're not big enough.
Tell
for
him
Alex
we'll
Jones
give
to
him. Tell him we'll buy his
I mean it
We'll
in
buy
the
his
sense that
his food buckets you can shit in afterwards.
I mean
Tell him
it in
we'll
the
buy a
sense that
bunch of
there's
those if he comes on the show.
there's no like with the way this format is
I
of
don't
this
care.
show.
I just want to interview
it
Alex
just
Jones.
doesn't fit.
Oh, what a great! You did. Matt interviewed Westboro Baptist Church guy once.
Stephen Drain.
dude.
Yeah,
Stephen Drain. He fucking roasted my ass.
yeah, he should
He
have.
said you're just a small man looking for a.
He's
a
like,
man-
you're just a he's like, you're just a small microphone looking for a big microphone, and you're trying to use me to do it. I'm just like,
What do they do?
I was like, well, is it,
I don't dislike the Westboro. Well, I do
What?
dislike them, but I don't like.
He's like,
whatever,
I
man.
ain't got
I'm
a
not
problem with their politics, all right.
It's that's what I like about them. No, I just don't. I don't care that they do that. Everyone gets too up. Like, who cares? They protest a funeral, whatever, man. Fucking leave them alone, dude. The reason they do it is because everyone gives them so much attention for doing it, and they're doing the same thing that you're trying to do. So how can he
That's actually
criticize you for doing that?
that's probably the coolest information that Matt was able to get because I think you asked like why do they protest public
soldiers'
figures?
funerals? And he said just to get a bigger audience to draw
Yeah.
attention. I still have his fucking phone number.
That's why
because
he
it's
knew that's what
legal.
you were doing because that's what he does.
It's legal. It's what I mean, and it should be allowed. And like
It's free
they
speech.
do it, and they know that people will get upset by it, and they know that people will attack them for it, and they can sue people, and that's kind of how they make all their money. I don't know what they're doing now. I know that one girl left or whatever.
Actually, one of the Phelps daughters, debated Lady Maga, and
I don't know what that is.
Lady Maga is a cross-dresser. They debated each other.
No idea.
Final boss.
They debated each other on Ethan Ralph's stream. So I haven't watched it yet.
Here's Lady Maga to surprise you. Did not the thing we talked about. I won. It's so annoying,
Joseph, what do you like to do in your spare time? I know you're a busy man. You got like what, 2 kids, a wife.
You don't
you're
like internet drama,
employed with
Joseph?
the military.
Man, I have what you mean. Like I have.
He's probably just one of those people that doesn't keep up with it because nobody
No,
cares.
it's just
really.
me and Matt to keep up with all this bullshit.
Wait.
We feel
keep up
Tommy
with
in
what?
from time to time. Just internet drama bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I mean I follow a little bit of politics here and there, just because
They're not talking
So
about
Biden
politics.
said if we don't get if we get the vaccine, we don't have to wear a mask anymore. That's about the extent of his knowledge about that.
Yeah, I mean that's a load of crock.
Are they making you take the vaccine? Is the Army making you take it? Have you already taken it?
From what I've been told, it is going to be mandatory starting in September. I wanna say.
Because isn't the flu shot's mandatory, isn't it?
I mean,
I remember that was the only reason I ever got it, because I'd go to drill one weekend and they're like, "Hey, go get your flu shot."
I've never asked if it was mandatory. I mean, I've just gotten it just because
Yeah.
even as before I joined, I was like, I remember
Hey.
being like 14 or 15, dude, like getting a flu shot. I got a swine flu shot. I mean, I remember that shit. Well, I didn't get a shot. I got the nasal, yeah.
I never got
version.
the flu shot. Never gotten the flu.
I've
You've
gotten
never
the
gotten
flu shot, and it
No.
didn't do near what the Johnson and
Well,
Johnson
you're part
vaccine
of the
did to
problem,
me.
Matthew.
I didn't even
part of
know
the
I fucking
problem.
got it. My arm didn't hurt. My wife gave me that one. It was fucking fine. Like the flu shot.
Oh,
was
your
good.
wife, your
I
wife
could-
actually gave you the flu shot?
Yeah, she gave me the flu shot. She gave us our Tdap whenever we
pretty
had
cool.
T-tap,
our kid and
yeah.
everything. Yeah. Gave us all that. Like I didn't even feel it, but like this shot, dude, my arm was like burning.
Did
and hurt
they-
for days overdue?
Now after, because you got that for your job, did they give you the time off to recover, or did you have
Me?
to use your own sick time? Yeah.
No, I was just off. I was off those 2 days afterward.
See, that's
That's
what
your-
I'm
that's your
wondering.
COVID?
Even
Wondering
the Army,
about.
Army
Oh,
gives you
that's sick.
4 days.
We get
They
like
give you
10
4
sick
days of
days. So
recovery.
we're good.
We don't get that. Like if we get sick, if we get get COVID, if we don't have any vacation days, we still have to work unless
Oh,
we
that's-
take time off without pay.
Hey, yeah,
If-
that's
if-
fine.
I
work
guess you're
remotely,
if you're
though.
working
I-
from home.
Good job.
So,
If
You
I
can
have
work
no,
remotely.
working from home, but if I have to work with this deadly disease,
yeah.
if I still am expected to show up for work, even with this disease, I don't understand why. I don't know.
It's because I feel like it's not that serious. The COVID.
Especially
Boy,
for
Matt's
our
gonna,
age.
he just gonna get kicked out of the military.
Especially for our
Hey,
age. range.
no, I mean we like when I was saying earlier, when all those higher ups had us in the gymnasium, fucking trying to talk us into getting it. That's what somebody brought up. Like I've been a year and a half without getting it. I mean, I'm not worried about it.
I got it a month
honestly-
ago. They said
Has
I wouldn't have
Devin
to wear a mask
been
anymore.
And I'm honestly convinced.
Now look at me.
I can't prove that I had it, but I'm honestly convinced
You didn't have
that I
it.
did have it.
No.
Because I was sick for 3 months. I had a cough for 3 months.
You don't have COVID for 3 months. You didn't have it.
Well,
I had the symptoms.
Dad thinks he had it too.
Yeah,
when he
you
came
didn't
back
have
from
it.
Arizona.
There's a fucking list of symptoms that's 80
So I had-
fucking pages long. Everything's a symptom. Not
I
having
had-
it is a symptom.
I
They're all
had
symptoms.
so I had the symptoms
Heart attack
for
is a
2 weeks, but I had a cough for 3 months.
Two
Yeah,
gunshots to the back of the head is a symptom.
People are like, I
But see,
didn't
the thing
feel.
is,
I didn't feel
I
like I
felt
was
like
sick. That's one of the
I
symptoms.
felt like I got hit by a truck. I mean, cause I've had the flu. I mean, I've had the flu before, and it felt worse than the flu, but not that bad. Like, it was worse than the flu, but like it wasn't like crazy worse than the flu. It was just worse than the flu. I felt like it felt longer.
But you also, when did you have it?
December of 2019.
Yeah, so you didn't have. There's no way you had it. It
I
wasn't
was
here
in
yet.
Hawaii. You know how many? So where did,
Hawaii?
Talking about
On
it was in the
island?
country as
Oh,
early
yeah.
as October.
where did it
20.
come from?
Islands.
Where did it come from?
Where did it go?
I don't want to say China. I'll get fucking
Where
banned.
did you come
Well,
from? Where
okay,
did
we're
you
not
go?
gonna
Where
we're
did
not,
you
we're not gonna
come from?
say. we're not
Where did
gonna
it come
say-
from? I don't want to say China.
China says we did it. That we
All
say
right.
they did it. So I don't know who to believe. Apparently,
you ever
China
been
did a
to
good
Hawaii?
job. Some people say.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, of course not.
How many
I'm not leaving this country.
Asians have been to like live.
I don't know how
Hawaii.
many Asians have
Are
been in
in
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
What a question is
fuck
that? How would I
ton.
know that?
There's a fuck ton, dude.
But
There's
dude,
a fuck ton.
It
At
didn't
least.
start.
And
It
in
didn't start till.
And in 2019,
You're gonna make me have to
December
end the stream
2019,
right now,
it's been
Joseph.
out- It's been out for how long? Huh? I mean, I don't really care, but I'm trying to true.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a notorious thing that Chinese people vacation a lot, and like, a lot of people see Chinese people on vacation, all these other places and stuff. When you see tourists, there's always like, because there's a billion people from China, so like,
Yeah.
I fucking hate Hawaii. All right. Let me tell you
I
that.
thought I was going to end that sentence very differently. I'm glad he said Hawaii.
No, dude. But let me tell you, if you go to Hawaii, you understand what I'm talking about. There's just a lot. There's a lot of.
Well, I guess we'll have to go there and see.
Take his word for it. We're all
Yeah,
the
just take my word
Chinese
for it.
people. I was told there was going to be Chinese people here.
Sir, are
But
you
anyway.
Chinese? No, I'm
Sir, I'm
American.
native. I'm here. I'm American.
I'm
Oh, my
telling you right
bad.
now, dude.
Where
I'm
was
pretty
Obama
sure-
born?
I'm pretty sure they just passed off Chinese people as Polynesian people. So they're like they're.
All
the ones
right,
that
all
are
right,
doing-
no, yeah, no, that's enough. That's enough of that. That's enough of that talk.
I
Don't
thought
get
he
me
was coming in
wrong.
with an Alex
We're taking a
Jones
break,
impression.
but
I
I
couldn't
know,
tell
we
what was
That was
happening.
Alex Jones,
Okay.
too.
Oh yeah, I mean, I loved the island. I hated my job
hated
there.
you.
Okay,
He's like-
all right, okay.
he's like, it's not the
You keep
island that
stopping
was the
these
problem.
sentences.
He's like, it's not
I
the
hated
island that was the problem. It was all the people that were there.
No, it wasn't even the people. It wasn't the people. I've never encountered anybody from that island that was an asshole, like ever.
Yeah, I've
Where-
honestly
where did
heard
this
nothing but
story
good
start?
things about.
Oh, you didn't have
I
COVID.
did.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to say I
This is
had
why
it.
we
I'm
need
not gonna say
Devin
I
on
had it.
here.
Listen, man.
'Cause,
There
I mean,
was.
that makes sense. I know. I
I've
understand where
heard
Devin's
so many
from.
people say, "I already had it. I had it a few months ago." There was this disease. Remember the thing going around? Everybody got sick. That was COVID.
Okay,
They
then
didn't,
I
man.
had
They
the
just-
flu.
They're just saying that, man.
All right, then I had the flu.
You,
Well, I
you
know
may have.
my wife.
Not during,
wife had
not during
COVID.
flu season, for one. I had
Here,
the flu, but it wasn't
Tommy's
during flu
going
season.
to tell you when his wife actually had COVID.
My wife had COVID. She had tested positive, and I'd already been like hanging around with her the whole time. So I mean, we didn't quarantine. She just stayed in the house, and I continued kissing her, sleeping in the bed with her, whatever. And I was still like, for the job that I had to quarantine, so I didn't go to work for like 3 weeks, something like that. I had to wait another week after she went back to
Weeks?
work. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Wow.
I had to wait.
Yeah, it's
it
that
was
long.
It was 2 weeks to quarantine. Then I had to wait. I had to quarantine an extra week after she had went back to work.
Did they-
So
did
after
they
my
make you
wife
get
who had
tested?
COVID, huh?
They didn't make you get tested before you went back.
Well, at Glen
Early
Lake-
on, there was
well,
like, when it first
We're all,
started.
like,
Yeah.
I remember early on, me and Devin were freaking out.
yeah, y'all were.
Dangerous this disease was.
Dude,
Yeah,
I remember
we-
before people even here were like scared about it. I was telling because our wife was pregnant, and your wife was pregnant. Like,
Yeah,
so we
Yeah,
were
we-
like, holy shit.
Yeah,
And
you
back-
guys
we-
were freaking
we were
me
very
out.
anxious fathers because we like
Dude, you
Devin-
heard people were like falling down in the street in
Yeah.
China. We
Yeah.
were freaking the fuck out. Like, holy shit, dude. And so like, and it was like in Seattle, and like before people started really freaking the fuck out, like we were like all on top
you
of
bought
it.
a lot, like a bunch of emergency food, didn't you?
Yes, I ordered a bunch of stuff. Like I would try to get
Yeah, we
ready,
went
and
to-
Claire was like, "Nothing's gonna happen."
We
And
used our
then
friends.
everything I said was gonna happened. Short of the military keeping us in our fucking house.
We
Oh,
we
didn't
freaked out
do
so
shit.
much
Let me
that
tell you something right now.
Me and my wife got worried because of y'all's hysteria, which wasn't necessarily unwarranted. Me and my wife, I'm like, do we need to get stuff? So we started going. I don't think we got a lot, but she got to where she works at a grocery store. She's able to get stuff, so she would just go every night and she would make sure she got us a good bit of. So we had like a shitload of water and canned foods and stuff that we started
We
We
stockpiling.
went
Not
and
a
got
lot.
stuff at
Sam's Club.
Costco.
We
We went
used-
to Costco, get a bunch of
even do
stuff.
that.
Right when it kind of before it kicked off, we got a bunch of stuff, and like we got toilet. I think we had a bunch of toilet paper. My wife always has
Like-
that, but like you'd see people buying like 50 packs of toilet paper and stuff like that, like right before it kicked off, and everyone started panic buying and everything.
yeah, like
That was-
during like
There was a guy out
in
front in a
April-
trench coat, and you'd walk up and he'd say, "What you buying?" It'd be water and
What are
toilet
you
paper.
buying?
Warrior boy.
Sick Resident Evil reference. Go ahead, Matt. What?
Like when it started, like in April when it started kicking off, we used our friend's Sam's Club card to go in and get like 25 pounds of rice and shit.
I think that's
Yeah.
against the rules.
Do you know how many people that are friends with my wife? They're like, "You're crazy, Devin. Nothing's gonna happen. Everything's gonna be fine."
Look what happened.
Devin's
did way
crazy.
more than we
And
did.
Claire's on the phone. She's like, Devin, he's buying all this stuff. He thinks it's gonna be fine. And then look, it's fucking been since the entire time my kid's been alive.
Yeah,
Imagine-
It's been
exactly.
nonstop.
Exactly.
Imagine if
It's
you were in
not gonna end.
California during all this too. Like everything that you
Oh my
said, like
God,
definitely
dude.
came true for the most part.
And luckily, we live somewhere where like, I mean, McMaster's still a fucking idiot, but luckily, he's gone back on it. He's no DeSantis, the guy from Texas who was like, "Fuck off, we're not doing any of that shit."
DeSantis is in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Florida and Texas, yeah. The guy, whoever Texas guy is, he already said his thing where they're not doing any they're not going to allow them to do any type of mask or
mandates.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're not doing
Texas.
it. Like, hell yeah, dude.
Here, McAllister already banned
McMaster, but it's fine. You don't know the governor's name.
Oh, cool, McAllister. Dude. He was like,
McAllister. His deli is delicious. But back to the governor, McMaster.
But yeah, so my wife, she had COVID, was kissing her, sleeping in the bed with her. I was able to go to work for 3 weeks. I was still regularly taking COVID tests because of the job I had. They would require us to. So I would go in there while I'm quarantined, stand in a line with other people that were working at the time, get my COVID test. Never tested positive the whole time. And so what I always like to say is, I'm so ugly I can't even get COVID. There we go.
Fuck.
What doesn't make any sense?
That's a joke. I can't even
It's not a
catch
good
COVID.
joke. It doesn't make,
I didn't say it was a good goddamn joke.
It's like only attractive people get it.
Let's see what that's what, like.
I can't. It's like I can't get a girl. I can't even catch COVID. That's the joke.
Oh, you can catch that.
COVID wants everybody. All
I'm
right, guys. Thank you for checking out the Rough Craft stream. I think we've been on long enough. Actually, no, go ahead.
We're only going for a little bit.
Yeah, we got like 30 minutes left.
Yeah, half an hour, man.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about Christian.
Let's talk about how much Joseph dislikes the Chinese people. Go ahead, Joseph.
What are you talking about? Some of my closest friends are Asian.
Me too, man.
Asian, but not Chinese.
Well, I'm not going to just say straight up Chinese.
You seem to have a problem with the fact that the amount of Chinese people that were in Hawaii when you were there.
I'm glad we was able to segue back to this topic.
I'm just saying there's a lot there for it to be like, a Polynesian place. It's probably a Polynesian island, right?
Probably a lot of white people there too for being a Polynesian island.
There just is a ton of Asians there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that's what I'm saying.
Are you ready to disavow your brother yet?
They like
disavow. I disavow.
Nope.
But guess what?
Go ahead.
In December 2019,
I
felt like dog trash, and
I want you to take an antibody test and see if you had it before.
I already have, and I have the antibodies.
When did you take a test that said you had antibodies?
You better watch out. You better look out. He's about to get
Hawaii.
In Hawaii, 2019, you took a test that said you had COVID?
Fool. I left Hawaii in March.
He got the mic close. He's like, "Are you not listening to me?"
We had to. It was it was mandatory for us to go get tested to see if we had antibodies. And
in 2019?
No, in 2021.
Okay,
I left.
Shit, dude. You said 2019 you had COVID. I'm just trying to make sure, man.
Yeah, that's when I said I think I had it. I'm not sure because guess what?
You did.
December of 2019, they didn't have tests in the United States.
Yeah, again, it wasn't here yet.
Or in Hawaii.
How do you know? How do you know it wasn't here?
What are you talking about?
It wasn't here until 2020.
No, they're saying it was here as early as October 2019.
Yeah.
Who said that?
The CDC.
Everywhere.
Nah, let me fucking look this bullshit up.
I'm telling you right now, dude. I didn't even know what the symptoms were for COVID until I saw that.
America.
Oh my
Guys, I got to level with you. They were saying quit touching your face and quit doing a lot of stuff.
It was in January. It was early 2020.
I didn't change anything.
Yeah.
That's when they got worried about it. That's when they started freaking out about it. Was the beginning of 2020.
In January 9th, WHO announces mysterious coronavirus-related pneumonia in Wuhan. So, in 2020 is when they said, "Hey, something's going on in Wuhan, and you think that you got
was
COVID."
A year ago. Who fucking remembers?
You got COVID a month before they even kind of knew what was going on in Wuhan.
No.
Which may or may not have been the place.
Ask when the first.
What Joseph's saying could be possible. Maybe at the time he didn't think it was COVID, but he could have had COVID, and now in retrospect.
No, they told me it was bronchitis. They gave me an inhaler, and they told me to take a knee, drink water. That's what they told me.
Take a knee, drink water. There you go. Get your Tylenol.
The story he's telling me. No offense. I've heard from 50 different people.
I mean, I'm sure you have.
It was November.
What does he gain from lying about this story? He's just saying.
I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying he didn't get sick, but he didn't have COVID. Come on, dude.
So,
I get what you're saying.
From a study that not a study, but it was like a fucking article that I read. It said anywhere between December of 2019 and like January.
We need to get a fridge, man. These beers are nice and warm now.
If you had these symptoms, you probably had the very first strand of COVID.
and get one of his little red ones for like $40. Go ahead. I'm sorry that but I don't know if that's.
I mean, I don't know if it's true either. But I mean, all I'm saying is, I had the symptoms that they listed.
He's just saying.
So
had a cold like 3 weeks ago. That had to be COVID.
There is a lot of that going around where people get sick and they just automatically assume it's COVID. But it's understandable why they think that with the way everybody's acting, as if everything that happens is COVID.
Because it's before it was here.
No. I'm Joseph. I'm on your side. I'm just saying I understand Devin's side as well.
You're on my side.
What? I mean, I'm just saying, like,
I'm on both
I'm not the
sides.
person. Like, I honestly don't think
I'm playing
COVID's
both
a big
sides.
deal.
So I'll always
Hey,
come
I'm
out
gonna
on top.
link this. I'm gonna link this article.
All right, go ahead.
It says it's been theorized that it has been in.
Where you linking it?
I'm gonna link it in the general chat that it may have been transmitted as early as November 2019. Keep in mind, it was transmitted in Europe, in England, in 2019 November.
That's on
That's coming
Wikipedia,
from
man.
China over to towards India and through all that. Because at first when it happened, everyone was like, well, maybe this only affects Chinese people. And then it came to Italy and fucking Mamma Mia, it started just like killing everybody like crazy in Italy. And that's when we were like freaking out. Me and Matt were like, holy shit, dude. Whenever it started killing people in Italy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that I did have it. I'm just saying I could have had it because tests weren't around then.
I remember every day like checking the deaths. You know how many deaths COVID's had today in Italy? 15.
Mamma Mia.
What
15.
About
15. It's the total.
total?
That's
Since the
it,
beginning?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Oh,
today.
damn. I thought
Yeah, that's when you look at everyone bringing all this shit back. If you look at the chart, the deaths are down to like they're so low, and they're just ready to bring all the stuff back. Granted, if this one's even more contagious than the other one, I get it, man. But come on,
the
dude.
Delta version?
You're talking back in May of 2020, it was like 800 people a day were dying, 700 something.
Wait. How was it transferred in the beginning? Like they said the Delta
They said
virus
it lived on
or
metal
whatever.
for 3 days.
Well,
You know what's funny? Like someone said that, like because someone's talking about India, and I'm like, how does me wearing a mask here help India? I don't understand what you're talking about. And someone's like, you could get a package from India. I'm like, what? Like, it doesn't live on surfaces as long as they thought it did. They're finding out more about it, which is fine. Like at first, yeah, we're gonna wipe everything down, and then they realize it's much more airborne than they thought it was too originally. Which the masks make some kind of sense in that regard, but it's like
droplets.
Yes, but it's like that. Like as far as like wiping everything down and use like they realize it doesn't live on surfaces as long as they thought it did. Of course,
Well, I want to
next
go
week
to the
they'll say
chat
it
real
does.
quick.
I don't know.
Michael here is saying that he's saying, I mean, it's plausible that it's had a few months of transmission. Then in January, CDC had enough to make a statement to label it and warn people about it. That's a big, huge run-on sentence, so it's hard to decipher exactly what it's saying. But
Thanks, Michael. Thanks for your input. I love you so much.
I don't know if you heard earlier when I was on the phone.
I did hear him, but you hung up as soon as I said I love you too.
Who's Michael Morales?
That's
His brother-in-law.
my baby's nephew.
Oh,
Or
him?
my baby's uncle.
Oh.
But
You
yeah,
told him to
the way
shut
I
his
see it
mouth.
is like if what everything Joseph's saying makes total sense. If there's a lot of Chinese people that are tourists to come to Hawaii, whenever things started kicking off and it was spreading in China before the lockdowns and stuff started
They
happening,
brought up all the masks.
it's extremely possible that somebody could have came out there to China. He could have contracted it, highly, contagious disease. Could have got it for a few days. Not really been much of a hubbub about it because
It wasn't even in China until
I like how the after party turned into the COVID discussion.
July.
stream.
See, my thing is,
July
I'm
of
just
what?
saying I did.
July of
What?
2019.
No, January of 2020.
You're saying? I swear it was 2019.
No,
it was like November
before
2019.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
really
was,
half.
because-
I'm half listening
who
to
was
this
saying-
conversation.
I remember going to the TMC thinking, I was like, dude, if they tell me it's COVID, I'm gonna be
You
fucking
got the
pissed.
article from
Hold
TMZ?
on. You thought that
TM
back in
I know what you
2019.
said.
Now I'm starting to be on Devin's side now. I'm not saying you're lying, but I'm saying you might be misremembering.
It's just people. I heard what he's saying.
It was
Like a million times, people
hell,
saying,
yeah.
I was sick back in November. There was a thing
But
that
I
went
mean-
around. I'm not saying you sound like that, but the people that live here sound like that.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
Joseph's
I
accent's a
got
little
sick
thicker.
one time in
This-
2019.
The first human cases of COVID-19
Accent's not
were
thicker.
described in Wuhan,
I like
China
how
in late-
I said Joseph's accent's a little thicker, and he goes, "Huh? My accent's not thicker."
It says late
We got
December
pride on our side.
of 2019.
Shut
The
up,
first
Matt.
cases were in China. So what you have to, and it's in one part of China, not all over. Like it was just in Wuhan. So you have had to have a group of Wuhan tourists from China go to the same time it all started. That has happened to be walking by the fish market or wherever it was, and
Hey, man.
got it, brought it to Hawaii, and then you got it as soon as it started.
Hawaii's a famous destination to go on vacation. You know what I'm saying?
And
I'm
it's
just
good.
kidding. I
He
don't know.
sold me.
I never, like I said, I get what
I'm
you're
not
saying. 'Cause I
saying-
did
Is
think
that-
I might
is
have
that
had
the
to go. I
tagline
might
for
have
real?
had to go.
I'm not
What?
Or did
saying
you just make that up?
there isn't reasonable doubt, but I don't think that's what happened.
I'm just thinking
don't
with
think-
15 minutes left, we can find a better topic than talking about COVID. I'm sure people are tired of that.
Yeah,
I know I
most
sure
of
am.
it.
That's why I quit listening to fucking Joe Rogan.
It's hard to. The news is
Millions.
so annoying, dude.
Well, like it's kept us locked in our homes for
Well, that's
a
coming
year,
back.
just about. So
It did
Fuck
Bo
you.
Burnham.
Fuck
It locked
Yeah, those
Bo
3
Burnham in there
months.
for a year.
3 months of not
you,
going to work
Michael.
was pretty sick. I mean, for me at least.
What do you say?
What did he say, Michael?
Yeah.
I
Why
literally
say
read
fuck
it
you,
out
Michael?
earlier. It's in the chat, YouTube chat. I literally read it out.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. Matt's on a delay. I don't know what's going on.
anyway,
Anyway,
Maybe just
Anyway.
now noticed it. Maybe it's
Anyway.
Matt's that's having the problem.
all right, Matt. What do you want to talk about?
We got any more fun stories from our childhood?
well,
Nobody got
actually,
into the scooter story or the time I got ran over by a car.
That's not a childhood story. That was last year.
This whole thing was
Last year
supposed to be stories.
it was like 8 years ago.
It's supposed to be
That was
stories
right
of
when I got
us
out of basic.
all like kind of together in our like early 20s, late
Hey,
teens,
I
and it
remember a
divulged into
story.
kid stories of our brothers and stuff.
I remember
Yeah.
a good one. and
Which
it was
is kind of, I
about
think,
Tom.
more what Matt was wanting
Oh,
to do.
all right,
Go ahead, Joseph.
let's go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm suddenly Alex Jones. Go ahead.
I'm not
Not
I
me.
don't
That's
know-
me making fun of Matt.
I
Let's
think
go ahead and go into it.
Kevin,
The cicadas are gonna
God
sing
damn it, Matt.
in the background of this.
I think Devin was there as well. There's a fuck ton of people. There was a fuck ton of people there. I don't know what y'all are doing, but y'all had a big old get together at our house, right? And it was probably like midnight, and we were trying to be quiet.
At your
And it
house?
was Yeah, it was our house downstairs.
We had a lot of people over at your house downstairs
It
with
was
your
like-
parents
Was it
there?
when
It was like
when
6
the
people.
German exchange student was there?
Maybe it was when he was there.
Alexander? I remember
Yeah.
Alex. No, I don't think it was. I'm not too sure.
Still have, like he signed and wrote a bunch of shit on the drum cymbal, and I still have that somewhere.
I think
Go
it was.
find
I
it.
think it could have been banned. I think y'all had y'all's band over there.
Oh, fine.
I know
Oh,
there's people from
God.
the band,
I was
and I
just-
think
Well,
there's
he
two
was
other
looking
people over there.
around.
Well, I
Like
was
he
down
was
there
right
with
behind
y'all. I
him.
was hanging out with you guys. You know
Have
what
you
I'm
seen his
saying?
garage? Have you seen Matt's garage?
I remember, yeah, when Alexander was there, like, if it wasn't for Joseph, what would that fucking poor guy be doing, man? Like, Joseph,
Yeah.
Sit
No
on
offense
the
to
couch-
Emily, but
sit on
Emily
the
was
couch,
taking
dude.
up all of Matt's time.
I remember, yeah, that is true. I remember Dennis was like,
Emily, there was an exchange student here. He could hang out with his pal from Germany.
We were sitting there, and Dennis was talking to him, and he goes, "Say ich liebe dich," and he goes, "Ich liebe dich," and then he goes, "That means I love you. I ain't gay."
That sounds
Yeah,
like
like
Dennis.
I'd said one time, I was like, I had the Wiimote. I was like, hey, I was like, Joseph, hand me the Wiimote, and he goes, "It's called a remote."
Devin-
We did.
Devin,
We
you-
had exchange students.
Have you done this before?
We had a girl. I don't know. We had a girl that asked the German people if they spoke American. So
Yeah,
what do
I
you
remember-
expect down here?
I remember the most shocking thing I asked. This was one of the first that like Marco and them came over, and I'd asked them. I was like, "Do you feel more free now that you're here in America?" And they're like, "No, not really. Like in Germany, we got our scooters, we can go drive, like we're able to drink and stuff like that. Like we can't do anything here." And I was like, "God damn it, that sucks." Like that. Yeah, I feel that. I get what you're saying.
But
It was-
anyway,
it was mind blowing.
All the
so-
people at Joseph's house go.
Yeah, we had everybody in the house downstairs sitting on the couch. We were kind of sitting there bored. It was kind of quiet. Like it was kind of dull at the moment.
And we were all there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Tom walks outside. He goes, "Hey guys, I'll be right back." All right. He walks outside, shuts the door, and he's gone for like maybe 10 minutes. Dude, and he walks back in with no clothes on, holding his junk in his hands. It's like, "Has anyone seen my pants?" Dude. And for some reason, I
Man,
died
Tommy, you get a
laughing,
lot of
dude.
trouble for something like that nowadays, man. Be careful.
yeah. It was a different time.
He walks into these group of people. It's like, "Has anybody seen my pants?" And I just started fucking dying laughing. I don't know why. It was
Oh,
funny.
you know
yeah.
why? It's a funny thing to do. Yeah.
That was hilarious. I
A
mean,
lot of times
the-
Tommy
I
would
thought that was a good story.
walk through naked.
Oh
Like,
no.
good time for me. I
The-
got some. I was
He's
back
like
and
I
laughed.
loved it. I wish he would do it every day. The origin of that story was me and Devin had
Shoes
saw
on.
it was a special with Patton Oswalt and who else was it? I don't know. Some other guys.
Yeah.
But somebody, I think Patton Oswalt was on stage, and then these two other guys walked in behind him with their pants off, holding their junk, and they walked by each other right behind him and so say, "Hey, how are you?" And he's like, "Funny seeing you here." And they
He
shake
goes,
hands.
He goes, "You again," and he goes, "Nice balls," and they just walk past
yeah.
each other. So Tommy and I would do that every now and again.
Yeah.
Sent everyone
So-
a photo. Who's in the stream right now on Facebook Messenger that my mom sent me of all of us except for Devin. There.
I don't
know what
remember
we're
that.
doing.
I don't
I
know
think
what you're
me
talking
and
about.
Tommy were making prank phone calls, but
Oh, you're talking about like at your granny's house?
yeah.
But yeah, so and then after that, like then Patton Oswalt, to get them back, he would then go on stage behind them and he would do what we call the bunny hop. Is he would just no pants on, and he would just hop, holding his dick, just hop across the stage, and he would do it with such force as he hopped. And so we would start doing that, and that's how it
I think
originally
that was
started.
Zach Galifianakis. I don't remember. It was one of
I
them.
know
Yeah,
it's
we would
Patton
do
Oswalt.
that.
I don't think it was Zach, but anyways,
No, it
I
wasn't
remember
Patton
we
Oswalt.
started doing that. I will.
How
look
much
it
you
up,
want to
man.
bet?
I want to bet you $10. I want to bet you that gold
Alright.
you owe me in WoW that I'll never play again.
All right. Let's see.
You don't know me. Why am I saying that? But so yeah, just to continue the story while he's searching for it. So that's how it started. Is we would mimic that, and then I had this wonderful idea. I would go out of the room, take my pants off, and I'd walk in the room and say, "Has anybody seen my pants?" And it was a little bit that I would do whenever there's a group of friends hanging out wherever we're at, and usually it got a good laugh. And my favorite time is I did it one time. We had a group of people at Levi's house in the den, and I went in there and I said, "Has anybody seen my pants?" And no. Before that even happened, I think I did it once, and then later some other people came over, and I'm sitting there just hanging out, and Blake is like, "Hey Tom, do the thing where you take your pants off. It's hilarious. Go take your pants off, dude." And I was like, I can't just do it on command. Like it doesn't work. It's
Yeah,
the
it's
surprise.
not funny then.
It's the surprise factor
Blake
that's
was
funny.
fucking horrendous with his
So
timing.
what I did is I waited a little while. I left the room, and I came back in there, and I had my dick tucked in between my legs, and I walked in there, waddling in there, and I was like, "Has anybody seen my dick?" And everybody's like, "Oh my God, Todd, blah, 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 put your pants on and stuff." And I was like, "All right, if anybody sees it, let me know." And I walked out of the room with it sticking out between my legs and just waddled out of there. And that was peak Tom
you get in
comedy. I
trouble
don't think
this
it got
day and
any
age.
better than that. I think I'd have gotten in trouble then, if the right people saw it. But you're not worried about
Or-
that when you're in your early 20s, I guess, or
Early
teenage
20s.
years.
There
I
you
don't know
go,
if I was
stupid.
teenager 20.
Somebody owes me $10.
Oof.
Is it really? God, why do I see Patton Oswalt doing it? I'm
Because
still like,
you're incorrect.
I haven't even seen it, and I'm still confident that I'm right.
Let me check general chat.
I'm gonna try to see. It's the whole movie.
Why would I think I was
It's the
right
whole
over that?
fucking
Like,
movie. It's
I'll
an
give you the
hour and
timestamp.
43 minutes long.
I'll give
Is-
you the timestamp.
is Patton Oswalt in there?
Yes, he does.
Oh,
Nice
okay.
balls you again. So 115.
Oh, okay. It's Patton Oswalt, and it's that tall, like redheaded guy with the weird beak nose.
115.37. Zach Galifianakis is hopping with his pants with such
Well,
force.
okay.
Yes.
I was just saying
All right.
Patton Oswalt was in it. I didn't know if
So
he was
I'll
the one doing
take
the
your
bunny
$10
hop.
whenever you're ready to Venmo me that.
I ain't giving you shit. No, I thought.
See, that's why I don't make bets with Sawyer's.
But no, I was saying that I thought Patton Oswalt was just in it in general. I didn't know if he was the one doing the bunny hop thing.
You
specifically.
said it was Patton Oswalt. It's actually recorded. We're recording this, so we'll be able to go back and look at it.
I
in a
did
minute.
say that.
You
It's
did say
actually
it was
not. Well,
Patton
it is
Oswalt.
recorded. Yeah, I probably did.
Yeah.
All right, you win this one, Scruggs.
Just edit it out.
Just
edit
edit
it
it
out.
out.
You just edited it out.
Well, the problem is we were recording this earlier, but my Streamlabs is doing this thing. I told Matt about it earlier, where when I hit record, it doesn't start recording. So the very first bit that was recorded, it worked right. When we came back after my computer took a shit, none of that's been recorded. So
It'll be
that's
live on
fucked.
YouTube. It'll be there.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
have to download it from YouTube. I don't want to do that, but if I do edit this down like I would like to do, which probably won't have the time to do, I'll just do that. But here we are now. But that was my favorite thing. I'm glad you remember that. I don't remember doing that
All right,
ever
let's go
over at
to,
your parents'
we
house.
got 5
Super
minutes.
funny.
We got 5
It was
minutes
at our
left.
house.
Let's go
And
to
I was-
final thoughts. Joseph.
But see, the thing is, everybody was laughing like super loud, and I think Matthew was worried about our parents coming down. So he was like, "Put your clothes on, everybody, shut the fuck up," like quit laughing. And I was sitting there fucking rolling.
Matt's like, you guys
I
don't
didn't
get
want
it.
my dad to come down and see Tom hopping like a bunny rabbit with
Do
his
you remember
dick
that,
between
Matt?
his legs. Huh?
Do you remember that?
Vaguely. I
He's
vaguely
like,
remember that.
he's like, this is what I didn't want to have happen. I'll tell you what I,
remember.
thought.
I
Do you remember
remember
that? Not at all.
Zach going like this with the ghosts while you were doing it. That's what,
What
I
ghost?
remember.
We had it because it was
Jeff?
right after, it was right
Jeff.
before Halloween, or like right after Halloween. I want to say.
No,
and
we had an
blow-up gun.
inflatable ghost that we consultated with in the room of consultation.
When we had a band there, there was a room off from what we had at the band room. We called it the room of consultation. This is at Matt's house, and that's where we'd go when we'd write music or write stuff, come up with the songs, lyrics, and names and stuff like that. And that was just this little inflatable ghost that we used kind of like as our mascot that we called Jeff.
Yeah.
No other reason to call him Jeff.
Good time. Good time.
And then like we had a dude named Corey that lived down the road from us, and like when we said we were ready to record, he brought his mic and stuff, everything, and we set it up in the laundry room, and it's like,
Yeah,
let me just put a sock over this mic. So
yeah, that was
I
the
do
pop
remember
filter
that.
we had at the time. We just put a sock over our mic. We had pictures. I mean, if we can go to the old Minor Sensation Facebook, we could probably find those, or MySpace. Jesus Christ.
No, those songs are gone.
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying if we can go
Yeah,
to
no,
the
they're
if we
gone,
if we
dude.
can go on there, we could
You
probably
see the
not
picture of
songs.
you with a sock?
We might can see the picture. Yeah, it might would be there.
You were singing.
I think
in that
it's
sock.
actually we changed it to a tribute to Caesar because that was the new band was going to do with Nick Lawson that never took off. We just changed the MySpace. Terrible.
never
idea.
happened.
tribute to Caesar.
All
I
right,
like that name.
Joseph. Final
Yeah,
thoughts.
it's a good name.
All right, yeah, let's get the final thoughts.
I like how
before we end
Matt's full in on this final thoughts thing, like it's a segment that we agreed on.
Mhm.
Yeah, guys,
Joseph?
it's time for final thoughts. That's what we always do.
What do you mean? Like, what do you like? What final thoughts?
What
of
are your
what?
final thoughts on the stream?
What are your
What are your
Everything we
final
talked about
thoughts on
today?
your childhood? Was it good?
Oh, I
Was
mean-
it great? Were you
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
traumatized?
No, I loved it, dude. Talking about old times, growing up, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome.
Well, I'll say my final thoughts is I should have took my dad's advice and I should have kicked my brother's ass a little bit harder, more often, and then he wouldn't have picked on me as much, and I could have become the big brother because I was actually
That's
bigger
right.
than him. So I really missed out. Then like Devin here, he wouldn't have. He was smaller than his older brother, so he never really had that opportunity of size. But me and Alan was about the same size, if not me being bigger.
I'm a little bigger than him now, but I still.
Well,
think
now,
he's
yeah.
in
But you're
better
gonna go
shape.
wrestle him in the backyard, be like, it's about
Yeah.
time for me to get you back.
Yeah, 30s,
Yeah, but I still
Well-
think he would take you easily. Just
probably. Yeah.
you know,
My final thoughts is I can't wait for Evie to get to that age where I can start
Sneak out
impacting.
your
Kick her?
house.
you can
Huh?
kick her, be like, why were you coming home so late? Get up.
Yeah.
Get
It's
up!
time
What
for
are you
school.
doing?
Yeah, I can't wait to embarrass tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to embarrass her and stuff like that. So, for her to have stories about me, that's what I can't wait for.
Really turn into an old man situation here at the end.
I'm gonna try not to embarrass my kid.
Yeah.
No, screw that. You got to.
I'm gonna jump in a jar of mayonnaise off the refrigerator.
No, I'm just gonna play just weird stuff.
What?
So what's that? That's got to be a reference.
What's
for
that
something.
reference?
That's
Yeah.
what it was a reference. It was one of the Crab Feast episodes where a comedian's dad would just mess with him all the time, and he's like, "I'm going to jump in this jar of mayonnaise. I'm going to jump off this refrigerator." And he's like, and he'd do it. He just jump off and then fall on top of the fucking jar of mayonnaise. I don't remember who the comedian is. If I
See, when you
remember
said
the
a jar of
He
mayonnaise,
did a
I'm just
reference to a
Gabriel and
podcast
Places.
that no one listens to except me and him listen to it.
I imagine
And I
it
don't
was
even
a,
remember that.
I
don't remember
imagine
that
it
at
was a
all.
jar of mayonnaise. When he said that, I imagine it was like a big vat of mayonnaise you could actually
Me
jump
too.
into. But so then it's just actually just
It's
a jar,
small jar.
a jar of
Yeah,
mayonnaise. I'm gonna jump
Sorry,
into this
he's
jar of
gonna-
mayonnaise.
He's on top of the fridge. He's like, I'm going to jump. I'm going to jump into it.
It sounds like his dad was mentally ill.
Yeah.
I think it
No
was
other
just
way around
messing
that. Devin, final thoughts.
Fuck the government.
we did have a COVID.
That's my
talk.
first and final
15
thought.
minutes there.
Yeah, the government
There you
doesn't do anything well.
Tom, if
I'm-
you want to.
I believe if you privatize military, it would be better.
All right, boys.
Joseph, you know that's true, Joseph. I know you can't say it. You've been there. You've been in those lines.
It was like, I love the government.
Yeah. Just hey.
The thing the Army's good at is taking the fun out of everything. You think it's going to be fun going with your buddies to a range to shoot at targets? That'd be a great time. Not with the Army, it's not.
Come out. That depends. Like I love range day. Range day's fun. But I just
Shooting
like
guns is fun.
Yeah, shooting guns is
Yes,
fun.
It's
I
so much
agree.
fun.
But what I feel like is boring, or which is taking all the fun out of stuff, is the regular day to day.
Yeah. Well, for me, like whenever I would go to the range, and it might be different since I was National Guard, we would have a range weekend where we got to go to the range because we still had to be up to date every year on our certifications, and would go to the range, and it's just you drive an hour to drill, and then you fucking get in a bus, drive an hour somewhere else, and then you sit there all fucking day waiting for your turn, and then you go and you try to group in zero, and you hope to God you get it first try, so you don't have to go back through the line and wait again, and then you go and you do your range, and then you're like, hopefully I fucking pass, so I don't have to go do it again, because you haven't shot anything in a year. Like, who remembers much of any fundamentals then? And then, so hopefully you get through, and once you're through, you know what you do? You spend the rest of the goddamn day just cleaning your fucking rifle, so you can turn it in.
Were you good at shooting, Tom?
This is my rifle. It's like many others,
Me?
but this is mine.
Yeah, were you good at it?
I like to tell people I was a sharpshooter in the United States Army, and what that
Whenever
means.
you shot, did your drill sergeant go behind you and go, "Look at you, Private Sawyer, we finally found something you did well"?
No, not at all. What had happened was
wet and go, "You're a fucking inspiration."
I had a rifle when I was in basic. My rifle had a fucking bend to it, and like I grouped and zeroed perfectly. Whenever I know it sounds fucking crazy, right? My drill sergeant thought that too until he shot my rifle. When I first started grouping zero, everything was perfect, and I was doing really well. And I was like, "You're gonna group in zero in no time." And then shit just started going all over the place. And we can't get this zeroed in. Like, we don't know what's going on. And I'm like, I think something's wrong with my rifle. Drill sergeant, like, no, there's nothing wrong with your rifle. That's stupid. And then finally, I get a drill sergeant to shoot my rifle, or somebody that had already grouped and zeroed and did really well, or something. Like, I think a drill sergeant actually shot it. And then he couldn't get it to group in zero. And they're like, yeah, there's something wrong with it. So they took it we had like a van there or a bus there, whatever it was, where they would fix the rifles and stuff. They got it fixed, was able to group and zero it. I was done. And then just throughout basic, like, I guess it started to bend again, and I started noticing I was having issues again because you didn't really group in zero anymore. Your weapon was good, and you would just go and you would go shoot and do your targets and everything. And I just said, fuck it, and I just started putting Kentucky windage on it and did it enough just so I could pass. And I got, what is it? What's the lowest you can get? Is it like 24, 25, Joseph? To get marksman?
I think I want to say 23 is the lowest you can get.
Okay, well, I got 24, 25, just enough.
Michael just said in chat, he's like, he did 23 out of 40.
Okay, so yeah.
Get good.
I did the bare minimum. So yeah, so it was 23. I got like 24 or 25, so I had enough just to pass. And I was like, fine, don't have to worry about it anymore. And we went to the range again a different day, just for people to like try again, just to get a better score, so you can get a better like metal pin or whatever. And I remember shooting, and I had this fucking drill sergeant behind me that wasn't even my drill sergeant. He was like, you need to do this, you need to do that. You're sitting there thinking about all these different fundamentals, trying to remember, okay, I got to do this, I've got a jam, sports, I got to do all these different things. And I got this fucking drill sergeant yelling at me behind me, adding all this other information. I'm like, look, it's testing day. This is the day where I do what I've been taught. If I don't know how to do it right now, you yelling at me behind me is not going to change a damn thing. It's only going to make it worse. So I fucking did terrible then, but I'd already passed, so I wasn't worried about it. And then finally the next year, after not having shot for over or about a year, we go and I do it with the National Guard on an M4, which I had always worked. I had an M16 in basic. I used an M4, and I grouped and zeroed and got, I think 36 was a Hawkeye, not Hawkeye, expert. So I got I got a 34, I believe it was. And so I got sharpshooter. And then ever since then, I'm like, I don't fucking care anymore. I just got to pass. I'm a sharpshooter, because you get it once, you got it forever. And so I was a
sharpshooter, baby.
I was a sharpshooter then.
King Dingling right
that was
here.
validation for me that I had a fucked up rifle in basic. So
I mean,
that's my story on how I'm a
are you
sharpshooter
sure
in
it
the
was
United
the
States Army. No, I'm positive it had to be the rifle. What else would it have been?
Did you have ACOG or CCO?
No, we didn't have any of that in basic. I think
you had iron sights?
Yeah, in basic we did. We weren't infantry. Yeah.
Yeah, Joseph, weren't you a saw gunner?
What?
Weren't you a saw gunner or something like that?
Was it M249 Bravo?
I was my
Bravo?
first duty station. I was a saw gunner for about 6 months.
Mm.
I was a saw gunner when we went to Europe, but all that meant is I just had to do the saw gunner like pre-mob stuff. I just carried my saw. I shot and qualified with it. I don't remember what I got. It was I about got in a fight with a sergeant then because he was fucking yelling at me for some shit that I didn't agree with. And everything I ended up getting qualified. And you just through your pre-mob training, like course, like what do they call them? Like the little courses, the like obstacle course shit you got to do or whatever. I don't know if you did anything like that, but we had to run through some shit with it. And after that, I never saw that goddamn thing again. And I was very happy I didn't.
Oh, you talking about the confidence
249.
course?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I don't know if it's this wasn't in basic. I know confidence course was basic. This was in this was like in the pre-mob stuff when it was actually before we went to Fort Hood. So it was actually before I qualified with it. It was in Clarks Hill, I believe it was, South Carolina. And we did. Who are you waving at?
I know he's been doing it for so long.
My daughter is in there yelling
Okay.
at the TV saying hi, so I'm just waving back at her.
Oh, so you probably did a stress shoot.
Well, no, it wasn't even shooting. It was literally like an obstacle course. Like you had to like go run through. It was like some shit you do in basic training where you like run through and pretend like, oh, this guy's dead. You gotta heal him up and do full security and all that stuff. And then you go to the next spot and then you gotta like crawl under some shit. It was just like some stuff like that where you had to do it with all your equipment on. And that was just
Call of Duty.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It was just some like pre-mob stuff. We had to knock off a checklist before we could go to Fort Hood. And
all right, boys.
The rifle then.
It's 6:05. I'm going to go ahead and kick Tom and not Tom, but Devin and Joseph off. I'll put them in the waiting room. We'll sit there and talk to them after the show. But right now, we need to do our sign off. So for now, if you boys can wait in the waiting room.
No, I'm going to stick around.
All right.
That's cool because I know a way to keep them from having that option.
So thanks. Well, if you're still watching the show, I want to thank y'all for coming.
Oh, your camera's fucked up now, Matt. We shouldn't have done that. Hold on.
Hold
on. We're bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
We're bringing you guys back because it fucked up our. Oh, now everything's everything's all fucked up still. Joseph, turn on your camera. All right, there we go. Now everything's good again. Now I just got to mute him. Hold on.
All right, just mute him. Mute him.
Don't mute me. I got shit to say about.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
All right. Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming, watching the show. I've been told that this was our funniest and most entertaining stream that we've done so far.
I really think, and I hate to say it, man, but I know Devin already brings a lot of value to the show. Like he's very good and personable and stuff like that. He's good at this stuff, a lot better than you and I.
Yeah.
And then Joseph on top of that. Joseph is
very entertaining guy.
And I think it's just fun. And this is not to discount anything any of our guests have said tonight, and saying that this was a good show. But our guests tend to be a lot of our friends and family, so of course they're gonna like this sort of stuff. But hey, man, if the people watching it, they're enjoying it, I have no problem doing this. Beers and Buds is the easier sort of stuff for us to do, and I enjoy it a lot. So I have no problem continuing doing this sort of thing. And
this was a fun stream, and I think it's a good one to end it until we come back for definite. Because now, like,
ideally, we'll be able to come back hopefully in 2 weeks with Neil, but maybe not. But hopefully, we shouldn't be gone more than a month. I should be able to figure out a schedule here at my at home to be able to work things out, and we'll be able to come back again.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And I hope if Neil's watching, I said earlier in the stream that we're taking another break because personal things are going on right now. So we may not be able to,
at my home. My wife's about
to so we may not be able to do the Writer's Craft on the 14th like we planned. So anytime when we come back, you will be the first one on if you're still willing to do it.
Yeah, definitely be the first one. We'll make sure we plan it out with you.
Joseph, all right. But yeah, this is gonna be the last stream for a while. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I want to thank everyone for coming. Thank Joseph, thank Devin for taking the time to talk about their childhood memories and shit. It was funny, wasn't it? Had a good time.
Yes, it was. It was funny. I want to say real quick. I'm guessing you can hear everything they're saying. I can't hear them. I got them muted. but I want to say thank you guys for being here as well. And a lot of things are tentative right now. Well, we're not good at keeping things updated and stuff. At least I'm not, for sure. But we'll try to keep you guys updated and let you know when another show's coming. Hell, you might not find out until 30 minutes beforehand. And if so, the playback will still be on YouTube, so you can check it out. I know that's not as fun sometimes, but we want to be able to do this every Saturday at 4 p.m. Keep a regular schedule, but we're not. We have real jobs. Not to say this. I mean, no, this isn't a real job. I will say that. So we can't do this full time like we'd like to. So things are always, even if we do get started going, say we go good for 2 months, then something might come up. There's always things that can change. So we can't keep this as consistent as we'd always like it. But we are here. We are dedicated to this. This is something we will continue to do. So even if we're not here tomorrow, we will be here again. And that's why I always say we'll talk to you again at a later date and time, because we don't know when that time or date is, but we'll know we'll talk to you again.
Burping the mic.
I burped away from the mic. It's in the video.
You burped it. Hi. Hi. My niece.
All right,
is
guys.
On.
So
but yeah, thanks.
You
go
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming checking us out. This has been the Rough Craft, the show dedicated to creating news stories while enjoying a nice, tasty beer. As always, I was your host, Tom. To my right or left,
I'm the comedy.
Yeah, Matt's the comedy. He's here. He's here. He's what creates the laugh. Thank you guys for being here. If you liked it, please give us a like. If you didn't like it, give us a dislike. Give us a subscribe, follow, share. A lot of you guys are friends and family, so share it to more friends and family. Let them know. Let's make it a party in here whenever we're doing this. Let's have more people in. And what we designed this to be is an event. And I'll post a picture later on our social media of at least one of our viewers enjoying it the way we want you to. Is grab you a beer, get you a drink, come here and sit down and just hang out with us. That's what we want this to be, especially for these streams and stuff like that. Just a time of the week where you can go sit down and drink a beer, have you a shot, whatever you want to do, and not feel guilty about it. So share it around, subscribe, like, do all those things everybody tells you on Facebook. And we'll be back as